she sources all sorts of different neat looking rocks and minerals and fossils, and that was a gift. But it was conveniently like what Osama looks like.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is this live or not? I'm confused.
It says on air on our stream.
Not on mine, but
Ah.
that's because I'm full screen, maybe.
It does say it
Let's
on mine.
see. It does not say on air on mine. I do not see the on air.
Take that information with what you will.
I guess Sean just says it on air. The rest of us are.
Maybe not.
I can't seem to press the... Well, it worked before.
We'll find out.
Stream. Oh, this one says live. What? I'm extra confused. Manage streams. Okay. I don't know why there's a second one that's not real, but I'm going to remove that so it's not confusing me. And then...
Sorry if there's a floating face in the background. It's just a Medea.
Oh, it's a ghost.
And then this one should be actually live? Question mark? Let's see. Go to channel. Click on the live thing. See if it's working. Seems to be working.
Maybe we need to... Maybe it'd be nice if we all had a similar virtual background, like a background that represents, like how you have your bakery, which represents your character. It's nice.
Yeah.
Be more on theme. Either we're all in the same place, or we have something that really represents our character. Be interesting.
Well, I can switch to same thing if you want.
Oh no, don't change today. Don't change today. This is a
just
future
next
thought.
time. Yeah.
Something we could talk about is like having a background that represents like maybe Mill Shrine, that we're in this place.
Or the cart.
The cart,
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Make sure this is... So I sent the YouTube link to you guys to both join and... To join, to bolster our views, but also to...
There it is.
Make sure that it's working properly.
Okay, I'll see if it's working. Let's see here. Let's see over here.
And the Twitch is working as well, but the title is still Black
Oh
Spider.
yeah.
Oh, it is.
It is working.
Okay, I'm trying to. Here we go. Trying to properly sign into the Twitch.
Trying to see how late the latency is.
And then the Twitch is Pixelcast, right?
Pixelcast, correct.
I think I need to change it maybe next week to Play Pixel.
Oh.
It's the only thing that is not currently Play Pixel.
I thought the
Can you
problem
see
was
the
that
stream
someone
on it?
else.
No, it just disappears.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like, yeah, both are working.
Oh no! I'm trying to figure out how to actually change the Twitch title, since it's a secondary thing. I don't actually have the about thing.
Be right back.
Okay.
Oh, I actually changed.
I really love the idea of Gim taking a bow, a magical bow, and turning it into a ballista.
There you go. Edit. We're gonna call this one.
Maybe one day he'll even make a little like pedal-powered tank. You know, that just has a ballista set up on it, and he just pedals through the battlefield. Pew!
Oh boy, the evolution of his character is going to be fascinating.
He's not a fighter, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on giving him much in terms of combat, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to really make some awesome magical weapons that'll make up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how we do with the combat. It's going to be interesting this time.
You know what? We're gonna suck at combat for a while, but as we get pixels, we're gonna just like have awesome magical gear, and it'll be awesome.
We will grow.
It'll just be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Okay. Everything looks like it should be working.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I can do a clever little thing as well. Actually, make sure this is cool. Oh, wait, what? For myself, I can do a clever little thing of I can go into the Twitch chat and I can. Oh no, I know. I always struggle to do this. I can pop it out somehow. If I pop out the Twitch chat, pop out chat, there it is. Now I can copy that popped out chat and I can put it into OBS as a window.
Oh, can I share something with you guys?
Mhm.
I think it was Monday, I cut my finger with a bread knife as I was trying to.
Oh.
My finger slipped, but it's been healing pretty well. But I have like this cut.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
been healing great. Yeah, but I hurt myself.
Yikes.
So
Glad
be
it's healed
very
okay.
careful with bread knives. Be very careful. Don't
Glad
try to
it's-
cut hard bread without a cutting board.
Mhm.
Glad it stayed attached.
Me too. Me too. I'm glad that it went sideways, like along the surface rather than down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somehow
Which
it
also
worked.
made me think how dangerous sharp weapons are. And like if you get if you get hit with a weapon and it cuts the skin, like, you know, you can have some serious problems if you don't take care of it, especially in dirty conditions. Like I was able to clean it, betadine, you know, wrap it up in a Band-Aid. But you got to take care of that stuff. Just
Absolutely.
makes me think about these situations.
I'm glad I'm made out of stone.
Yeah. I'm glad you made a stone too, buddy.
Until you can't heal.
That's true.
Which we should make sure that we are familiar with exactly how that works so that there's no surprises going forward.
Mhm. Yeah, I get
Mhm.
the extra thing of armor.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Which
What was it?
resets like
On rest.
One.
on rest.
so are you all familiar with Roman concrete?
A bit, yeah.
it has quicklime in it.
Mhm.
Is it, yeah, like a limestone thing, so that when water seeps in, it can actually heal cracks. It's a self-healing concrete. This is
Oh.
how we fix a Sharn. You get the
Big fan
Concrete.
of quicklime.
uh, Gim will gather rocks. He knows how to find these things. He'll make a solution. He'll rub it into the cracks. You'll be good to go.
Mhm.
That's such a good point. They probably do have something similar to that they use. You know, they're probably using a type of stone that is able to more or less heal certain parts of itself. There we go. Hello. I tested the chats. Hopefully they're working.
Hello, hello.
They look like they're working.
I do see your hello in both chats.
Yay! Everything's working. The first and final time. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to try to just look at the screen as much as I can. And oh! I need to hit the record button. Haha! There we
Yeah,
go.
hit the record button. There we go.
There we go. Now we're recording, and everyone's.
Yay.
I'm gonna do one more like final check to make sure everyone's things are on the right channel. So Aaron is 2. I am 1. Melody is 4. Sean is 3.
Okay.
And then we're all on 6.
Ready.
Cool.
3 fingers makes the number 3.
Okay. Oh man, I've got to actually do the introduction.
Yeah.
Pull that up. I'm hoping that I can do an okay job here.
You're gonna do great, buddy.
I didn't write down the actual scripted intro.
You're good.
So where are we? We are... We are starting off, and I'll probably dub over this for the actual podcast, but we are starting off in a small, bustling town known as Millshrine, in the Duskmoor area. This town has been struggling financially the last 2 years or so, and in an effort to revitalize the community and raise some funds, the famed adventurer Gondak the Hunter has come back to his hometown, which is Millshrine, and organized an archery festival. The prize for this archery festival, first prize, is his famed bow. Unfortunately, as all of the merchants gathered and we were starting to have a good turnout, we had contestants showing up, we had caravans coming in, and they all had a good day of sales as they amped everyone up for the festival. But just as the festival was about to start, Townmaster Avon let me see. I do have some of this written down. I need to be in the right area. There we go, Millshrine. Visiting from their homes, Lord Grail of Raven Hill, who is the Duke of this land and the personal owner of Millshrine, has been in town for the last 2 days. And just before the festival begins, you hear announced Lady Colleen of Market Town has arrived to witness the festival. Just as everyone is starting to get hyped up, this has been planned for months. Lord Grail comes up onto the stage and says, I have regretful news for everyone. The bow of Gondak was stolen last night. I know not how they bypassed our guards, but I apologize. I know this must be a great disappointment to all of you. And Gondak, with his battered skin and graying hair, also stands up and, in a voice still strong, says, I offer my humble apologies. I know this meant a great deal to many of you. He looks around, meeting the gaze of many of the citizens, many of the older ones whom he had grown up with. I will do what I can to make this up to you. I'm sure I can offer an equal prize. I will do what I can. And he is interrupted by a female voice as you hear Lady Colleen say, No, you promised a gift of a bow, and a bow you shall give. The only failure here belongs to the town master. I will set off for my home in Market Town, and shall return in 3 days' time. Upon my return, I shall offer 100 golds to anyone who can return Gondak's bow. You have 3 days. Lord Grail continues, That's very commendable of you, Colleen. I shall match the lady's rewards should any of you return the bow in the next hour. I will abscond to the townmaster's hall so you may right your wrong with privacy. I also offer an additional 5 gold to any who can provide credible information about the bow's whereabouts. It seems the tournament is on hiatus. I apologize for the inconvenience, but it seems there is still some hope. For now, go about your business. Any merchants who are willing to remain, I thank you. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. And he steps down. Gondak gives one final sorrowful nod to everyone, but a smile to Colleen, and everything just starts to disperse a little bit. The people start to move around, and there's a mix of reactions to this. Yeah, there's outbursts of rage at the logistics that went into this from various merchants. There's some murmurs of excitement and gossip, I suppose, speculation on what could have happened, and the full realm of emotion is there. But for 3 of you in the crowd, you think that you don't want to just stand by and see what happens.
Gim is already walking towards what is it, the town master's house, who said that anyone can offer credible information.
Yes.
Like, Sharn, come on. I got the perfect thing. We're gonna get ourselves an easy 5 gold. Let's go.
You know where the bow is?
Do I know where it is? Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
And I walk up to the town masters. I knock on the door. The knock's very light because I'm small. Ishar, knock on the door for me.
I will knock on the door.
It booms.
The door at this point, because of how fast you got there, the door is opened by Gondak, who looks. He looks at Isharn immediately, and then
I'm down here.
Something strange is happening. Something more abnormal is at his feet, and he looks down to see the small. I mean, what do you look like?
what I look.
Yeah, this is important for our viewers. What are these
true.
two people?
So Gim is a gremlin. A gray-skinned, scraggly-looking creature with long, pointed ears, tufts of fur from jointed areas, claw-like nails, big round eyes. You know, a gremlin.
Yeah, as I like to describe them, kind of like a cat-monkey combination.
A cat-monkey combination. Yes, I do have a tail. Yeah, I'm a cat monkey. So he's like, Gondak, the name's Gim. A pleasure to meet you. I hear there's an offer for 5 gold for credible information on the whereabouts of the bow. I'm here to collect.
Gondak seems surprised in a good way. He seems happily surprised, and he says, "Oh, you'll be wanting to speak with Lord Grail then."
Perfect,
Grail,
perfect.
You have your first citizen. Actually, he would know you're not a citizen. Well, maybe he wouldn't, because he's been away for a long time. But you hear an older man's voice say, "Send him in." And you walk into a quite nice... So this is a 2-story manor, which is atop
very
the
fancy
northwest hill that overlooks the town. And
what is it made of?
It is made of
wood or stone?
It would be made of stone, because this would technically be the defensive structure for the city.
Oh, I like your house.
Made of rocks.
Yes.
And you enter to a large open common room that is clearly designed specifically for entertaining guests and other affairs, like public affairs. And you see Town Master Avon, who lives here, as well as Lord Grail and Gondak, and a couple other humans, 2 other humans that you don't recognize.
Ah, okay. Hello. I'm Gim. This here is Isharn. We're merchants in town for this great event, and we have the information you're looking for, the credible information about the whereabouts of the bow, of which we will collect our 5 gold. You do have the gold, right?
Grail simply touches a row of beads on his belt and says,
All right, yes, even better. We do. I can tell you exactly where the bow is.
You can. That's
Yes,
incredible.
the bow is not here. And Kim just like folds his arms and has a smug look on his face.
Yes.
Now that is the
excellent.
most credible information you can get. It is not here. That is a great place to not look.
Asharan will step forward. For description, Asharan stands about 4 feet tall, hair about shoulder length. He's got a bushy beard. However, it's all made out of stone. In fact, Asharan is entirely made out of stone since he is a deep forged. He'll step forward, smile on his face, like, I'm sorry about. Please understand, Jim is trying to help. We are very eager to help you in locating this bow. I think my friend just misunderstood the.
What did I misunderstand? It's they wanted credible information about where the bow is. I know for a fact it is not here.
They wanted credible information that they didn't already know.
How am I supposed to know what they didn't know? Maybe they thought it was under their nose.
Judging from their reactions, I think they knew that much.
Ah, well, we'll be back.
Actually, before we go, would you mind giving us a little bit of information about the bow? Maybe we
Oh,
could
that would
have
help.
Yeah. That way, we know what they do know, and then what they tell us, then we'll know what they don't know. And
You're
then we can
absolutely
figure it
right.
out.
And then we can get the 5 gold. Lovely. And if we're even lucky, we can get the full thing. Oh, wow. That's a great idea, Sharn.
You want to go ahead and give me a quick charm check, Isharn, to not even a check actually. I guess it'll be a check. It's going to be a low risk of 5 just to see if
I got a 6.
No, technically this will be a mitigation. You're making a mitigation.
He got a
Yeah.
6, though. You got it, man.
Got a 6. Got a 6 and a 2.
The Grail seems a little overwhelmed at first, but Grail has been a good lord over the land in general, and he has a level head on his shoulder, and he understands that somehow this Deep Forge is working with a gremlin, and the gremlins have certain quirks that you just kind of have to accept. So
Quirks where?
So he begins to launch into some detail for Isharn. However, jumping over to B, you see, like, really quickly, as all this hustling and bustling begins and people start going their separate ways and talking and speculating and shouting, you see a small cat-like creature running up the hill past following the nobles, and they're like it's following, like, he gets to the house like as they're closing the door. Basically, he is on their heels immediately, and you see a Deep Forged, I guess, running after.
Well, I definitely was planning on going to the townmaster's house, so the townmaster's house. So I just making my way up the hill. I'm probably a bit slower, so I don't get up there until probably you're at the point when Isharn was talking with the nobles, when you hear a knock on the door.
So as Grail is, like, assessing the situation with the gremlin and the Deep Forge, and as he's just about to start talking, you hear another knock on the door, and a man who you don't recognize, or who neither of you recognize, opens the door, and he says, "Ah, Nana B, welcome," who you recognize to be Jericho, the only permanently staffed guard for the town, who also serves as groundskeeper to the manor.
Oh, good to see you, Jericho. How are you doing today?
Not well.
Oh,
Not well.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, have a little honey biscuit. I pull a honey biscuit out of my bag and hand it to him.
Oh, Nana B, your honey biscuits always make things better.
Oh, darling. All right, now, where's Grail? I need to talk to him.
Well, he's right in front of you. You can see him.
Oh, hello, darling.
Adjust your glasses.
Oh, sorry. I need to fix my prescription. Well, I seem to be interrupting, so finish up your first meeting, and dear, and we could talk after.
Well, I was just about to tell these two the information we have. In fact, I should turn this over to Townmaster Avon, for he is the one who was here and in charge of guarding it. And the Townmaster Avon, who is younger than the others in the room, he's still like in his 40s and well dressed in some red fancy clothes, extra fancy clothes, in fact, since they were
Oh,
putting on a show for everyone today. That
True.
didn't go too well, since he made a public appearance. And this man, I would say he stands up, but you guys didn't really give them the chance to sit down. he also is just, everyone's just standing there. They weren't really expecting people. You see Gondek sitting down because he is getting on in age. He's in his 60s or so, still fairly fit for his age, but definitely no longer a working hero. Avon kind of like settles his appearance a little bit. He smooths out his clothes as he starts to like gather his thoughts, and says, I do have a card for this. Actual information. It's clearly not quite as well organized as I had thought. Where are the details? One moment, please. Oh. I had to scroll up slightly. That's where it was. I was like, I swear it was right here. Yes, the bow. Well, it was a ornately carved wooden longbow, and I was asleep last night. Jericho and Jonathan.
aha.
Yes.
No, go on.
Wait.
Gim just turns to Sharn. Ah, it was made of wood. This would never have happened if it was made of stone. It'd be too heavy.
But wouldn't it have been too heavy to use?
I mean, not if you're really strong.
Well. Sorry. he
Definitely doesn't
continues,
narrow it down. Okay, yeah, sorry.
I was asleep last night. Jericho was on guard duty along with another volunteer, and I heard a commotion. And I came downstairs and saw. Well, I heard the sound of glass breaking, and I looked and I saw the room was empty. The door, everything seemed more or less normal. I was just very distracted by the fact that our guards were dealing with some nixies that were swarming outside the house. And
Nixies.
yes, um, you would likely have all heard of nixies being a dark type of dark fairy, a essentially
Oh,
pixies gone rogue.
oh dear. All right.
Yes, it was all very overwhelming. I heard the noise of fighting. I come downstairs and hear some glass breaking. I went outside and saw the guards fighting off some nixies, and we dealt with that. We drove them away, and I came inside and found the bow gone.
Distraction. Hmm.
And unfortunately, I can't really say like much more than that. It was late. Couldn't say exactly when. I was a little delirious from from just waking up, and I just can't. I don't have much more information than that for you.
Oh, not enough, not more information, huh? What about a few copper pieces to loosen your lips?
I,
Uh,
I don't think we need to convince him to give us any more information. I think he's telling us all he knows. You
I
remember?
All right. If you say so, Sharn. If you say so.
do have a question. Did was the room where the bow was? Would anyone else have access to it? Was it unlocked, or would only certain people have keys to it?
well,
Well, this lady asks good questions.
I concur. The bow was being kept locked in. It was being kept locked in the other sitting room. Um, it wasn't under any particular guard. Just the house itself was under guard, and the only people who have access are myself, my wife Kira, and Jericho.
Interesting.
Even Lord Grail. I don't believe you have a key. He shook his head and said, "No, I may properly own the house, but you are the one who resides in it, and you have mastery over it while you live here."
Hmm.
Might I
You, your wife, or Jericho? He eyes people up and down. Hmm.
Well, might I see the area where the Nixies were?
Yes. I also misdescribed the Town Master a little bit. He is dressed more or less up. However, he is not dressed as well as you would expect him to be. He seems to be wearing every part of a dress outfit except for his coat and hat. But he says, "Of course, Jericho, would you mind showing her the way?" And he leads you all out and says, "Yes, it was right over here. Follow me." And he leads you around the western side of the house, and it's just he points out you can see some like sliding that happened in the rain last night in the mud. You can see some clear marks of people sliding around and having some sort of tussle. And you can also see some light, like sparkling on the ground, which,
Sparkling.
yep, light sparkling on the ground.
Gim goes up to it, gets a little bit on his finger, tastes it.
Oh,
It tastes like, well, I imagine this would be similar to, like, malic acid kind of taste.
Malic
Like
acid.
like you just popped a warhead in your mouth.
Ooh,
mixed with
sour.
mud. It's like really, yeah, almost like tingling, like an extreme tingling
Oh,
mixed with mud.
not a mineral. Nixie dust.
Oh dear, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Here, have a biscotti. It'll wash out the taste.
pull out a biscotti from my bag.
Gim starts like, he takes it, like, oh. He like knocks it on his like on his nails, like, and it makes a little ding because it's hard. Kind of, wow, an edible rock. Why, thank you very much. And he just pops it down. Crunchy, my favorite.
Yes, says Jericho with a. He seems just so confused, but he's good at his job, more or less. So this is where we fought them. I'd say it must have been 6 or so Nixies and
6. Wow.
yes. Well, I lost the guy's name, so I guess he's just getting a new name. But oh, there he is. Yes. Yes, my help Weston was actually the one who first found them. I was in the guardhouse. He walks you back a little bit and points over to a small, like, that's another door on the eastern, east of the main door. So if you're like looking at the house and there's the main entrance, there's another door
Right.
a little ways down that kind of juts out a little bit, and so it's kind of like a little bedroom that is also accessible from the outside. And he says, I was staying in the guardhouse. I wasn't actually on my shift at the time, and I heard Weston calling out and saying, oh, we're under attack, and I ran out of bed as fast as I could. I found my weapon and ran out, and he was being swarmed by Nixies. We did
Just
our best to fight
him
them
all
off.
by himself with 6?
Until I got there.
Okay.
And then eventually Avon and Grail joined us, and we were able to drive them off, but I got a good whack on a couple of them, and you can see their dust remains.
Oh, yes, I would like to further examine the dust remains.
Careful,
you
it's
gonna put it in your
sour.
mouth too?
Oh, just see if like perhaps they dropped anything, like if there were any weapons or articles of clothing that maybe weren't disintegrated.
So pixies, a lot of fairies don't really tend to wear clothing. Fairies, a lot of fairies in this world are essentially plants. Like pixies especially are like born from flowers.
Mhm.
And let's see. Are there any weapons? No, you don't see any weapons on the ground.
Okay.
Any tiny little pixie weapons. They may or may not use weapons. Up to them. They I'm just trying to figure out how much. When do we have you start rolling, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say you don't see any weapons on the ground.
All right, let's see. And where this happened here, is how far from where the bow's being kept? I'm a little turned around.
He takes you to the He says, yes, of course." He takes you back to the back corner of the house, and let me actually grab this little thing to show you. Where is it? Whoop! You guys are right here.
Oh wow, I like that.
And he takes you to about here. And he takes
Oh,
you to the
okay,
back.
right around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just takes you back to the back of the house, and he points to the east, to a window on the east side of the house, and he says it was being kept in that room.
Hmm.
So he's kind of taking you almost all the way around the house at this point, as he's like, okay, this is where I was sleeping. Walks to the west side of the house, says this is where the attack was. Then he walks to the north side of the house and points to the window and says, "This is where."
The window.
Which the window is broken. You can see that. And also,
Where's the glass?
importantly, where's the glass?
Is the
You're gonna
glass
eat
on
that
the
too?
inside, or is the glass on the inside or the outside?
The
question.
glass does seem to be on the outside.
On the outside.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So-
Also, may or may not be of import to you, but the Townmaster stables are behind you, basically, to the north of the house.
I thought I smelled something stinky. The stables are there. Glass. He picks up a shard of glass. Sniffs it. Yes. It's exactly as I thought.
What's that?
That's just what people say in this situation.
Oh. Very good.
That is true. Oh, I guess I could be drawing. I forgot that I can do that for you guys.
Oh yeah.
That
Test
would
that
make a
out.
little more sense. So, yeah, you are. So we've got the house. We'll just do like that, and we'll say here's like kind of the main entrance. Do a little door there, and then there's another little door thing here. So
Mhm.
this is like the guard quarters. And then this is where the Nixies were over here.
The fight, yes.
And then he's brought you back to I'm gonna do some like window marks here. Jericho's brought you guys right over here. So this is the window that they're saying it was in. Is that helpful? Are those useful?
Yes, actually.
Cool. Let me also grab a Jericho.
Yeah, good. Okay,
If I can.
so let's
Find a better
see.
place to store these.
How big is that? Is the window on the first floor or second floor?
The window that was broken is on the first floor.
Okay, all right. It's ground
And
level.
It is a fairly large window. This is... I said this would be the defensive structure, but I guess it isn't a very good defensive structure.
Nope.
Maybe it's not a defensive
On a
structure.
time, once upon a time it was a defensive structure, and slowly they've like remodeled. If this stuff happens, it's okay. Okay, so we have a window, and how big is that hole? Did the whole window break, or is there just like a
It's
area?
Like a Wile E. Coyote indent.
Like, can I fit? Is there more room for like one gim to fit through, 2 gims, or 3 gims?
I'd
Can
say
3 gims fit through it?
like a human could fit through it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
that's like
a few gims.
that's like 5 gims. That's a big hole.
Am I able to?
Sure.
Oh,
Sorry, I could just see you like using your tail as a measuring stick.
Yeah.
You've probably got like marks that you've drawn into your tail as like a,
Yeah.
oh.
That's absolutely true. Canon.
what were you saying, B?
I wanted to see if I could investigate the window to see if there's any blood on the glass shards or any remnants of something.
Go ahead and roll a study check.
Woohoo! Got a 3.
You see no clear signs of blood or anything. It's not like it definitely doesn't look like someone like cut their hand up badly. So
It's a clean escape.
Mm. Let's
Jericho,
see. Hmm?
can I see the key for the room? I remember hearing that you were one of the 3 people who has it.
yes.
Oh yeah, who's missing the key?
Well, none of us were. He
Oh.
takes the key. He reaches into his. He opens his jerkin and like reaches inside. You can't see what he's doing in there, but he does pull out a key from a more secured location, and he hands it over to Isharn and says, "Take a look at it." What you can see is that it is a pretty finely crafted key, or like it's more elaborate than a standard house key. This is definitely like it's pretty clear that it was made roll a smithing check to just see how much you would know about like locksmithing. Or a thief check, I guess. Either one. You seem to be muted.
I got a 4, sorry.
Okay, yeah, so you can tell that it's I need to be in the habit of saying that is a non-stressful one.
Okay.
Non-stressful check. But you can see that it's a little bit higher security than an average house lock would be. In fact, you specifically with your background of being a smith, I know you're not a locksmith, but you've worked with, you've been around locksmiths.
Right.
This is at the very least, it's a warded key, so it's a step above most keys. Warded keys. That's not even the right word. Warded keys suck. It's a it's a wafer key. It's a wafer key. So it's a different looking key that's also clearly meant for like made for someone who has money.
Hmm.
Okay. Could we go and see the lock itself as well?
Certainly.
Gim is already in the room. He just like one moment he was next to you, and now he's in the room and he's saying, "Oh, it's a nice." He's looking out the window, poked his head through, like, "Oh, it's nice in here."
So investigating the lock. Also, I'm pretty new to mysteries in general. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. I do have evidence written down. I need to make sure I'm not forgetting any for you. So you go back to the front of the house and you check out the door. You check out the lock in the door, and it looks like a door lock. Again, it's pretty nice door lock. Like the facing of it is. I don't know if it'd be made of gold, but it's probably made of like what else? Copper's pretty nice.
Brass.
It's clearly like
Brass.
A nice
Is-
polished brass.
is brass considered high end back then?
Well, it can be. I mean,
Yeah, okay. It's like a nice polish. It's clearly not just like a little iron thing. It's like a shiny, nice for show.
Ooh,
saying,
it's an
"Hey,
alloy.
Yeah, come break into my house,
Okay.
you know? Little beacon there.
So, this is the only lock they would have had to get through to get to the one room, right?
No, isn't that other room locked? It's the door inside, or no?
Yes. It is locked.
Oh,
So,
But- He'll take you to
the
that
room
as
in-
well. He'll take you
Okay.
to that room, but he says that this key fits both locks. Like,
oh, it's all the same lock. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Still, that is something because you said that when the Nixies were attacking, Lord Grail and the Town Master also came out to help.
yes, since you're inside now, Grail comes over and says, "Yes, I heard the commotion, and I was staying in the guest room upstairs. I grabbed my saber and came down immediately."
Right, you
All
said you
right.
heard the glass break.
I did hear the glass break. Yes.
That was
Were you-
before you left. Interesting.
But actually, was it? Did you hear the glass break while you were outside or before you got outside?
He stops and pauses for a moment and says, "It was on my way down the stairs. Right,
Huh.
Avon?" And he looks at the town master, and Avon is like looking looking up a little bit as he's trying to remember, and says, "Yes, I'm pretty sure you were a little faster than I was, but I think I heard it while I was on the landing."
Okay, so
So they,
They
were
were already-
inside.
they were already in the house before the Nixies got here, maybe?
Hmm.
Because it sounds like they left through the window.
That's what it seems.
Yes. Interesting. But perhaps it was coordinated. Now that's got to be worth 5 gold, right? We're figuring out this mystery.
Return the bow. I will gladly give you. I will. Actually, give me a charm check. Let's see how annoying you are.
Oh dear.
And this one will have a standard risk as
Oh,
we start
come on.
building our reputation toward these people.
No, I don't have a charm skill. Gim is naturally annoying. Okay, I'll roll for it. I'm a lovable guy, right? I failed.
Let's roll a quick little check here.
Oh dear. Oh god.
Take actually we'll say it was I said standard risk. We'll say it's a 6 risk, which is fortunate for you because I rolled a 6.
Okay.
I just when I saw the 6, I was like, I don't feel like if I got a 6, you shouldn't take any. He's being patient with you. He
Oh,
says,
thank you.
"If
I'm new in
you-
town.
If you can successfully return the bow, I'll give you 10 gold."
Wait a second. You're not fooling me. I know there's 100 gold on the line.
I think he means on top of
Oh,
The gold
perfect,
that-
Darn. I'm so glad you
Yes.
said so.
Says,
That's from someone else. The 100 gold's from someone else. Remember that.
Oh, right. Sorry, you all look alike.
At this point, Colleen actually arrives at the door, and with
Oh.
her is and he's been with her since she arrived. There's a pretty elderly-looking man in purple robes, like a robe that's like straight up coming over, like covering most of his face.
Oh, that guy's suspicious.
And she just stops in and says, "Oh, good. I see you've already got some people on the case. I was just popping by to let you know that I'm all ready to leave. I'll return in 3 days. We've had some difficulties around Market Town that I need to go address, so I will be back here as soon as I can.
Gim
Good luck with it all."
nudges Asharn. Wow, that's true nobility. She even referred to us as people.
And Colleen, for the sake of description, since I forgot to describe her before, and I know I have... What? I am bad at organization. I do not know where I actually have the descriptions of these people. One moment.
All your descriptions are written in a gremlin thing, so they blink to different places.
That's how my notes always feel, honestly. Partially because I was like trying out a bunch of different types of organization, so I've got like kind of the same information on multiple pages, and that's not great because that means I have a bunch of like false leads.
Speaking of false leads,
Yeah.
let's see. Someone was already in the house. Broke
Well-
out. Unless that's a false lead, we'll never know.
So there is one thing after you're finished finding what you're looking for that I do want to check, like look at the actual lock itself, see if there's any sort of signs of tampering with it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just describe her because I know what she looks like. So, Colleen is dressed in a fine red dress, like a deep velvet red dress, and she's got very pale, like Snow White-esque skin, and her eyes shine like diamonds, and she has her hair very noticeably tied up with a band of black velvet.
Interesting.
She is largely liked by the people of this town. She was the inheritor of Market Town 10 years ago, and under her leadership, it boomed from a town about this size to a major trade hub. And she has been showing a lot of like favor toward the people lately. This is mostly stuff you would know.
Yeah.
She regularly stops by and has been mostly. She seems to have been showing a lot of concern with the struggling trade in the town, and yeah, that's all. Before she leaves, I wanted to make sure that I gave you some background information on her. And
Great.
unless any of you are going to stop her for any reason, she was just popping by to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go, so I won't be in town anymore." And then
Well, if she leaves, and possibly if... I'm not going to stop Ability from leaving. I'm already in enough trouble as it is.
already in trouble with the law.
I don't know. Gim knows. Gim's been kicked before.
It's been kicked before.
I'm sure he has.
I guess I will stop her. It's like,
Oh, Miss Colleen, I do have one question for you.
Roll a sense check.
okay. Got 6.
Mm.
I just realized I have the Control F function. Should be in here somewhere. Well, whatever. As you address her, you notice for just like a second, not even like a fraction of a second, her eyes harden toward you, and she looks very annoyed, but quickly resumes to a like a friendly demeanor and says, "Yes."
True nobility. Whoa.
Out of curiosity, where were you staying last evening? Were you staying here in this manor, or did you have another accommodation?
I arrived in the morning.
Oh, you only just got here.
Will that be
That's all. That's all. Thank you, dear. Just wanted to check.
She gives a very slight, curt nod, and then turns and says, "Come, Vinesley, we must depart." And she and the, as you said, suspicious man leave. leave.
Scary. All right, let's go look at that lock, right? Huh, Sharn? And Gim starts to take out all sorts of different tinkering tools. Let's go, let's look at it.
Yeah, looking at the lock. So you're looking for signs of
Like
tampering.
tampering. Yeah.
I guess. I think so. What would be reasonable for this would be study thief, or I think smithing and or tinker would be reasonable for this.
Cool. So can I roll with assistance from Gim?
Yeah. I am proficient.
Yes.
Cool.
There's a pattern.
Oh,
Ooh.
Gim is of no help.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Wow. I got a 4.
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
You don't see any signs of tampering. At least what you only see what you would expect as like regular wear on the lock, some like scratches around the keyhole that would happen from using it.
Hmm. Oh, is it open? Can we open it without the key?
It
Right
is
now.
currently open.
Oh, it is
It is
currently open. Great.
unlocked.
All right.
Since
See, they didn't
were-
even need the key.
Yeah, since they were investigating it.
Oh, right. All right, let's look. Where was the bow being stored in this room?
Right over there. And Jericho points to a I mean, it wasn't really being stored in like a fancy like a box or anything. He points to the corner where you can see nothing next to a couch. So they just kept it in here in
Just
more or
up
less
against
plain
the wall,
view.
huh?
And we were
Yeah.
relying on the general protection of the this is something I put a good amount of thought into, and I just don't really see them. I don't see a reason that they'd have it at. I don't see a reason they would have like a lockbox sitting around.
Fair.
Actually, I take that back.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
They could have had a box that it was in, specifically because they were preparing it for presentation to give away. So they might have
Aha.
actually had a display box for that reason alone. But it wouldn't have been very big. But it would be hard to carry. So he points to a now empty display case. And that, I will say, seems to be broken into.
Oh,
The
like
glass is broken.
it was a glass display case. Oh, it had a glass top. Ooh. And is the glass on the inside or the outside?
The true culprit was the bow itself.
Kind of both.
Kind of both. And Gim is looking for sparkly stuff on the ground again.
It's glass.
He's like sniffing around. Oh, it's a glass. You taste it. Not sour.
Oh, dear, please don't put glass in your mouth.
Why not? He starts chewing on it.
Oh, dear.
That does hurt.
Oh, you mean gremlins don't eat glass? Sorry, I thought that was a. I apparently don't understand the culture here.
What a very red smile you've got now.
Oh, thank you. Tastes like iron. All right. Well,
broken glass.
and there's no glass by the window then, because the glass is on the outside.
Correct.
Interesting. Scuff marks on the ground, boot prints. Let's see.
Good questions. I'd say I'm just gonna ask for a study check for this room in general, and we're gonna see how well. Are any of you even proficient in study? First of all.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so
But Gim is short, close to the ground. He has a perspective here.
you do see some boot prints, simply because. Well,
Oh,
it
everyone
raining
was walking
before.
around in here.
Well,
it was raining. Oh,
the
yeah.
night before, and yeah, you
Ah.
do see some faint boot prints, or what you can, kind of deduce are boot prints since you're looking specifically for that. Little bits of mud, little tracks of mud, that go across the rug.
I should taste some of the mud.
It tastes like mud. Tastes.
I'll figure out where this mud comes from.
I will say it's more packed mud
Ooh, okay.
than,
More
the,
packed.
than the usual mud you eat.
Actually, what
Interesting.
color
Some trace.
is the mud like the color of the same mud outside?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Brown mud. Yes, this is clearly from outside. Ah.
And
Okay.
can I get a good size of one of the footprints?
Oh yes, Gim puts his tail for measurement.
Gosh, it's size. They're size 10 boots. Simply
Okay,
because
how-
10 should be an easy number to remember.
All right.
Amazing.
And how many Gimp's tails is that?
Gosh.
Maybe just one. Like
Okay.
part of his tail,
Yeah, it's probably about like a 8 or 4/5 of a Gim tail.
Okay.
4/5 of a Gim tail.
I'm gonna have to familiarize myself with a whole new measurement system. For this game.
All right. So, Gim,
Yeah?
if Forever starts suspecting someone, lay your tail out next to their foot. We
You
can,
got it. So I can
Yeah.
trip them. Understood. But
Uh,
Asharn, what if they
not what I
step
was-
on my tail? It'll hurt.
It would.
Oh, right. And you do not understand how much I wish I was you sometimes. I mean,
think
it wouldn't hurt so
understand.
bad.
Mhm.
I'm kind of immune to those things, aren't I? Maybe it wouldn't hurt if my tail was stepped on.
You still feel pain.
Oh, right.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess being me would be pretty great. Mhm. But you don't have to put it underneath them. You don't even have to trip them. Just compare, see if they're about the same size as this footprint.
All right, you got it. Though I feel like 10 is a really average boot size.
It is, yeah.
Mm,
Not that we would know, but
Mhm.
above table.
I got it. I have the culprit. How do you know? He went to Payless.
well, are there any just anything distinctive about the shape of the footprint? Like any like divots or patterns?
Boot
in
pattern,
it?
yeah. Maybe.
Not with that study score.
Yeah.
But also, they look like boot prints.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is before we had like,
Custom tread patterns.
yeah, before we had like
Yeah.
trademarked like this is a Nike 723S from
There could be, like,
1977.
This is just the
Heel shapes.
no. This is just the one boot maker makes the same boot for everyone.
Well, it's not a bad place to start.
Oh wait, but perhaps a boot from a noble versus a boot from a not a noble, a peasant, would be different.
That's fair. I mean, since you really want to go down this route, I'll say they.
Oh come on, we don't really know. We
Also,
don't have a
none of
study
you-
score.
Neither
just
of you wear
investigating.
shoes.
We don't wear shoes. We didn't know this. It wouldn't matter
So
to
like,
us.
I don't feel like this is something you would be well versed in.
Don't give us the information then. We're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, you found some tracks. They went to the bow area. They went.
To the window.
They
Wait.
went back toward the door, and
Oh.
then they went to the window.
Oh. So he
Oh, but
tried to
wait.
leave, but then he's like, no, go out the window.
Interesting. Oh wait, it was muddy.
Oh.
It's muddy, which means he started from the outside.
Yeah.
In the rain. Came inside. You'd think there'd be tracks that actually lead to him going into the door then.
There are.
And there are. Oh, okay, great.
Mhm.
Entered
Just didn't
in.
ask about the tracks until.
Okay, well we can find out where he entered from. Maybe. Yeah, we should be able to.
Well, here's
Unless
the other thing.
all
Everyone
the
who
guards
entered
who
the
went
door left.
they went outside and then yeah, you're right. Okay. All right.
But
But does
It's also a
everyone
fancy
here
house.
wear size 10?
I'm sure there's a doormat that most people use,
Ah.
and there is one distinct pair of footprints leading toward that room that seems to have not used the doormat.
Well, let's follow it then.
It's our best
try to-
bet as any.
Let's follow where they entered from.
The front door.
Oh, well.
That seems to be where they entered from. Which is, I
Okay.
mean, that's something.
That's pretty bold. They entered through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
How rude of them. They didn't even use the doormat.
Don't act like you knew what a doormat was before 2 seconds ago.
Considering the front door is right next to where the Nixies were attacking, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that means anything.
Right.
What's around the corner from it?
It's interesting, though, that they went from the door to the bow back to the door before deciding to leave through the window. Do you think... First, I was thinking that the two might have been connected, but maybe they turned around because someone was coming.
Maybe they
They might
heard
have-
the footsteps.
Right. The Lord coming and then decided to go out the window instead to not get caught.
Ah,
Now, the two could still be related, or it could have been a coincidence.
could have been. Interesting. Very interesting.
Wow, you guys are good at this, says Jericho.
Mhm.
Well, perhaps there's a trail we can follow outside. Come on! And Gim runs and jumps through the window.
Oh dear.
It's all right. He'll wave for us as we go out the other way. I hope.
As you
All of a sudden, he's next to you both again, and he's like, "This stuff is really fun."
My goodness, you are a speedy little thing, aren't you?
so
All of
you
a sudden,
are-
he's on your other shoulder. He's like, "You're nice. Can you just stay around for a bit?"
I wouldn't mind that. Just careful, I have a weak heart.
He's walking next to
Oh,
you
no.
again. Okay.
don't hit her with the Puss in Boots eyes, or she'll die.
I already have 7. I don't need another.
Eyes? That's a lot of eyes.
Wow, and I thought we were the weird ones, Asharn.
Mm-hmm.
So you're specifically looking for footprints outside,
Yeah,
starting from the window.
starting from the window. Yep.
You do find some footprints from the mud. It's a little hard because there's grass. Which would do a
So we
pretty
can
good job
find the-
covering it up.
But the grass might be smushed
Mhm.
in places.
And you do find a pair of footprints leading toward the woods.
Towards the north?
Yes.
Away from the stable or or kind of towards the stable there?
Northwest. So here we
Northwest.
can draw. So
Oh,
stable
interesting.
Isharn is the stable.
Okay.
Right here, and then
He is very stable.
and
Yes,
then
he is.
it went toward that way.
Oh, towards
Footprints were going
B.
that way, toward the woods.
Aha!
What? What?
We have our first suspect. I knew those, what do you call them, biscotti rocks. They were too good to be true.
I was baking all night. I wouldn't.
All right, well, let's just keep following these footprints here.
Right.
Wait, before we go too far, there's something I want to look for.
Yes.
It is off to. Is there anything that's like known to specifically attract Nixies or things like that.
Ah, are there things that are known to specifically attract Nixies?
Hmm.
I feel like yes. B, would you like to roll a lore check?
Yeah.
Also, if you would
Oh.
like to activate certain things, you can. Here's a nice reminder, you can activate anything,
Oh.
Yeah.
including...
Activate my background knowledge. Got a 4.
Well, that sounded like you rolled 1 die.
Does activating me, I get to roll 2 die?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wow, you can even tell how many. You're very good at this investigation thing.
Got a 1. So I got a 4 and a 1.
I've listened to people roll dice for a long time.
Wow, we should get him on our team.
I know what happened. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You know, I mean, Nixies are attracted to mischief, opportunities to cause mischief. So, I mean, they would be attracted by
Scheming.
celebrations and stuff like that. They're like party crashers, right? Like anytime that there's like a
Classic.
yeah, if there's something that could be that's make if people are going to prom, they would show up to like make sure someone had punch spilled on them, kind of thing. Like they
I was
want
to
to
say they're
take,
the one to spike the punch.
yeah, they want to take celebratory situations and turn them on their head.
Well, they definitely did that.
Hmm. Okay.
Also, well, did you are you still out following the footprints toward the woods, or did you return back yet?
Oh, let's follow.
I
Let's
guess knowing
keep...
where you are is
Yes.
important.
I guess we can continue.
Yeah.
So all that you really see is that the footprints end at some other footprints, distinct footprints, that I'm just going to say you don't know what they are, because none of you are specialized in tracking in any way, but you can tell that it seems to be maybe some kind of like mount, but it's definitely not a horse.
Oh. It ends in another set of footprints. 4 legs.
2 legs
2 legs.
with claws.
With claws.
Does it look like the boots meet up with the clawed prints, or does it look like the boots stop and the claws start?
I don't understand the difference. What you just
Is it
So,
like...
if you can look at them, it looks like the claws are already standing here and the boots walked up to the claws, versus the boots are walking and then suddenly the claws
they
are walking.
turn in
So like pretty much the
Whoa.
boots, did the boots turn into the claws?
there seems to be I'm gonna say no. It does not look like
Okay.
they turned into the claws.
That's very creative to think that way.
Just want to cover
Wow.
all the grounds.
All right. Let's see. Claws, like a big ostrich bird. I don't know if they have those here. I don't know my animals very well.
Yeah, and Isharn also wouldn't be using mounts. I'd say you guys are probably well traveled enough that
You know what? Definitely. I'm sure that I've seen or heard stories or something. In fact, I'll roll to figure something out if you'll let me. I have a trait of I just know. Jim's been around, and gremlins just know things. They're very smart and intelligent. His mother was an adventurer. Speaking of hashtag your mom, this is Mother's Day, so his mother was an adventurer, and I'm sure
Yeah.
he might be familiar with like a track like this.
go ahead and activate that. It's very similar to Mallow's Been Around the Block,
Yes, it is.
which I think is a pretty cool little generic lore thing. Actually, it's not too different from the new official trait that Elendris had. Well read.
Oh yes,
It's probably very similar. It's probably just well read but rethemed.
yes.
So yeah, if you want to activate that to roll a lore check or a general.
I will. Oh, Gim knows nothing whatsoever of this subject. He
Aw.
thought really hard and he made some funny faces. He tried tasting the ground again. He's like, no, I don't know. It might be a. Yeah, I think it was a dragon.
Am I familiar with any two-legged mounts just from
feel like
meeting
you
up with other merchants?
I feel like
My dice have failed me today.
so.
Get out of the way now.
There's a reason that I'm having you roll for this and not just giving the info freely. I will let you also, if you want to activate your merchant background, to make the same kind of check,
Cool.
because it is
I will
reasonable
do so.
that you might know this.
Hey, double fours.
There we go.
You are familiar. So there are plenty of mounts that are not horses.
Mhm.
Most of them are four-legged though, and although to be fair, I guess there's no necessarily way that you would. I probably shouldn't have given you the information that it's 2 legs, because it could look like 4 legs because they're tracks. But I will say you know of clawed mounts. Only one that you know of that are. I'll say you don't quite remember the name of them, but it's not used in merchanting. It's more of a combat mount, known for its maneuverability and it's not a beast of burden, I guess. They have just enough strength to carry a rider and be fairly dexterous while carrying that rider. And you don't remember the name, but you do know that you met some adventurers before who were riding essentially like raptors, like terror bird kind of thing.
This is what I was thinking of. I was thinking of a gnome riding a terror bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Do I know if they can fly?
Tiny little wings.
You got 2? I'll say you don't think that they can fly based on what you've
Okay.
seen. Because they are, again, they are what's the word? They're
Flightless birds.
yeah, I guess,
They're
but they're in the same like type of animal as like a cassowary or an ostrich would be. Like
The
they
large.
sacrifice the
bird.
ability to fly for the ability to be big and have big old strong legs.
Yeah.
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 Like a
Um,
chocobo.
I will say also, I have had I've been wanting to introduce a few new types of mounts into this world slowly. You know, nice and slow. And freaking, I was all ready to introduce these ones, and freaking Monster Hunter had to make the Sacred. And I'm like, it's perfect. It's the perfect bird mount. And I'm like, now I feel like I'm being subconsciously influenced by that freaking mount. I'm like, I don't even remember exactly what mine looked like anymore because the Sacred is literally perfect. It's the perfect bird mount. But yeah, picture something similar to that because it's a bird mount. Not too much you can do with that.
All right.
So, as you get back to the building, the Townmaster Avon says to you, I didn't think it was important at the time, but I've had another look around and feel like I should mention I was not able to find my hat or coat this morning. I assumed I just misplaced it and all of the stress and everything that was happening. I didn't think much of it, but is it possible that it could be related?
Maybe someone snuck in, pretending they were you, using your hat and coat to hide their likeness.
Or do you have your key with you?
I do.
Okay. It wasn't left in your coat pocket.
That is actually a really good and interesting point. No, this is my fancy coat.
Okay.
I don't wear it every day. No, it was not left in his pocket. He says, I have a rack by my bed where I place the keys.
So, I think the assailant, not the assailant, the thief, yes. The thief exited out the window, ran to a bird, hopped on the bird, and rode away. Well, that must be worth 5 gold. All right.
Mayhaps.
Maybe we'll go look for it.
But we are asking for the whereabouts of the bow, not not the whereabouts of the person who took it, necessarily.
Find one, find the other. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
say at this point you've been investigating for about an hour. And
Wow, all that in an hour?
yeah, maybe 2 hours, if you feel like it makes sense. Either way, Grail is approaching you all now, or mostly approaching Avon and saying, I'm going to be returning, I'm going to have to return back to Raven Hill. There has been some trouble at a nearby village, and I need to attend that. I'll be back in 3 days to see the results of all of this. But for now, I need to get over to Ruin's Wake. They need some help. Good luck. Best of luck to your investigations. And I will see you in 3 days' time.
Safe travels.
Good luck to you as well. And you did maybe see a few people show up with some Gim-like information to give. some other people showed up and they're like, "Hey, man, this thing totally. I totally know what a bow is. It's Have you checked under the floorboards?"
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Overall, only one person came by with actual information that seems to corroborate what you have found. That makes sense. That's the right use of that word. A young boy named Tosh stopped by. He stated that he was out playing late last night, past his bedtime, but he did see someone running into the forest away from the house. That does seem to match up with what you found. If you feel like possibly following up that lead, it was the blacksmith's son. Not sure how useful that will be for you, but there it is. Farewell, and with that, Grail puts on his coat and departs.
All right. Hey, Sharon. Look, I know we came here to sell all the fun tools you've made. They're great stuff, really. Superb. Haven't seen a better quality. But this 100 gold that we could get, this is the moneymaker. Do you know how many things we could make with 100 gold? Oh my goodness, we could make all the fun contraptions. Wow, we could put your tools together on a large rotating thing that will cut all the grain in Millshrine in a single day. I'll call it a combine. Oh, it's amazing. We'll combine all of your tools together and make a combine. Wow, we could do that with 100 gold. Do you know how much we could sell that for?
100 gold.
Easily. So tell you what. Let's go talk to this blacksmith's son. He's got to know more. Maybe he could describe the person he saw. And you,
The Nanabe. Nanabe's fine.
yeah. Oh, what a lovely name.
Oh yeah, we haven't been officially introduced.
Hello,
I'm
dear.
Sharon.
Sharon.
You know, I met someone named B last time I was here. They're quite a bit younger.
Oh. I wouldn't be surprised if that was me. I've been old for quite a while.
Right, you humans do change over time.
Sometimes.
Well, tell you what, I'll cut you a deal. You see, this whole thing will be a lot easier if we have another set of eyes, and you seem to be pretty astute. Yeah. You know how to ask questions. People seem to like you. You know the place. How about you team up with us, huh?
Oh, well, more the merrier. Certainly helps to help in numbers, as they say.
Oh, wonderful. We'll cut you a small percentage. Don't worry.
Oh, don't mind me. I don't care for the money. I just want
Oh,
to
even
this town.
better. Great. Let's shake on it.
Right then.
Welcome aboard, Nana B. Now let's go find that blacksmith's son. And Gim starts walking in a random direction.
Oh, I think it's the other way, darling.
Oh, thank you. Actually, as he's like walking in the random direction, and you say, "Oh, I think it's the other way," and you turn to look towards the other way, you see him actually walking that direction. All of a sudden, like as if he was always there, just blinks and he's there.
It's a regular Bugs Bunny, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
should go to the locksmith or the blacksmith.
All right.
And
Sounds good.
Townmaster Avon speaks up and says, "Sounds like a plan. If you think of anything else that you need to question or investigate around here, feel free to come back over and just give the door a knock.
Thank you so much for your accommodation. We will do our best.
And that you'll head toward the main crossroads of town, and head up north toward Craft Alley, as they call it. As you approach this part of town, it is... Well, let me see if I actually have a specific description to this.
Gim had walked off for a while until like you're partway there, and then all of a sudden he appears right next to you. He says, "I got lost. I'll follow you guys."
Well, that's for the best.
As you approach the so-called Craft Alley, you start to hear more noise in this area.
Ooh, what's that?
You hear the sound of hammers hitting metal. You hear the sound of mostly hammers hitting things. It's
Ah, my
metal,
favorite sound.
wood, stone, lots of things.
Music to
Stone
my
you say?
ears.
Yes. And you come across a blue roofed building that is open part way with a nice foundry. A smithy is there, and you do see the smith at work. And you, Isharn, have met this man. As you approach, he looks up from his work and says, "Isharn, welcome. Thank you again for the fine hammer, which he is currently using."
Of course. I hope it's serving you well.
Best hammer in town, as far as I'm concerned.
I take a look at some of the stuff he's made. Like, I'm guessing he has stuff that he's made around.
Yeah, you see a little bit. Actually, he's even got displays up now, right? Like he has extra
Ooh.
stuff out because of the influx of people. And you see basically everything. He's kind of an all-in-one smith. You see plenty of tools and nails and the like, as well as some keys and weapons and horseshoes, of course. Probably extra horseshoes, since a lot of travelers were coming in.
Makes sense.
So,
Wow. A lot of high-end merchandise here as well.
oh, you flatter me. What can I do for you all? B, he says as he wipes some sweat off of his brow and just wipes it back on his apron.
What's his name?
His name is Cairn.
Ah, Karen, good to see you again.
Get a room.
Oh, don't be jealous, you little thing. You pinch his little cheeks.
Oh no.
Ow. No, he just you go to pinch his cheek and then he's actually on the other side of you.
Oh, my. Really need to fix my glasses.
All right, Cairn, if that is your real name.
What I've been told my whole life.
Likely story.
I'd say so.
You would say so. So, and he's also Gims also starts to look around at all the things. He's like, "Ooh, where'd you get these metals from? Hmm. Is there a quarry nearby?"
Metal all comes in from Duskmore, Market Town, more recently.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, makes sense. Fine wares. Oh right, we are looking for... What were we looking for again, Asharn?
We are currently doing some investigations to see if we can find the bow. Apparently,
Right, we are looking for the bow! You don't happen to have it, do you?
Afraid not.
Mhm.
If I did, I sure wouldn't have it anymore. That 200 gold reward sounds mighty fine.
Mm-hmm. We heard that your son turned in some useful information, though, about possibly seeing someone flee. We're hoping we can learn a little more about that.
Well, not that I know of. Who knows what he's gotten up to? He's probably hanging out at the Hunters Guild.
Is he there often?
Often enough, especially the last few days with the events and all. I figured I'd let him have a little bit of free time right now.
All right, well, to the Hunters Guild we go. Why, thank you very much, Karen. We'll be off, and if you ever need any tools, he he slips a little business card again, like, you know where to find us. Our card is set up right down the alley.
Yeah, is this, what does this card look like?
It's a rock with on one side is a little like etched painting of Gim, and on the other side is the Sharn.
Oh,
and a hammer.
Right.
that's great.
I'll be sure to keep that around. And
I pull out 2 loaves of bread, pretty large bread from my bag, and like,
Oh, here's this for your trouble, Cairn.
you're mighty kind, Bee. You probably have. Yeah. Karen was probably a wee lad when you moved in,
Yes.
but yeah. So fortunately for you, the Hunter's Lodge is just a quick little jaunt to Downcraft Alley, and it is right next to where you guys are set up. So
Perfect.
All right. Take care, Karen.
Good luck to you. And as you proceed down the ways, you pass some. Notably, you pass a lot of carts as you pass the Cartwright's house.
Ooh.
And,
Is there an animal?
is there an animal?
I hear an animal. I hear
Oh,
like a
that's-
panting.
Probably just Melody.
oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the Hunter's Lodge is a very large building. It is by far the largest building in town, and it is probably the second biggest deal in town after the Mill Shrine itself. And yep, you see first of all, as you're approaching the Hunter's Lodge, you see a lot of the other merchants have already left. It's like a ghost town of a market compared to what it was before. You only see like 3 little shops that have actually stayed.
Perfect. That means more people will buy our stuff rather than all those other guys. Wonderful.
And entering
But
the
also, we can't find Precious. What about the jet? Wait, please tell me that the rock merchant has stayed. There's someone selling fine metals and gems, isn't there?
Dice roll. Oh yeah, they're still there.
Yes. All right. All is well. All is well. I'll look at their wares later. Let's go.
Okay. Entering the Hunter's Lodge, it is a very large, open, like hall to begin with. Um, it this building doubles as an inn as well. The rear half of it is rooms, and it's a large 2-story building with like a bar for food and drink, and it's generally one of the more happening places in town, as hunting is a fairly large trade here compared to other towns. And you do indeed see a young, sandy-haired kid, kind of showing off to some other local people who you think might be contestants or something. You're not sure exactly what they are, but some other younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And he is like one leg up on a chair, shouting or not shouting, spouting some tales to them. That's the only person who you think might be like a child. Actually, B would know what he looks like. Yeah, B sees Tosh talking to the other.
See, I knew there's a reason we brought her along.
I walk up behind Tosh, and while he is gloating and looking like trying to seem like he's a really tough guy, I come over and pat him on the shoulder. Oh, Tosh, darling sweetheart, how are you, sweet pea? And I pinch his cheek. You're looking so grown up.
He turns around and has a big missing tooth. is a big grin on his face with a couple, like 2 teeth are missing right next to each other, so he just has like a huge gap. And he looks up, and he's pretty dirty. He was working in the forge earlier and doesn't seem to believe in wiping his face down.
Me neither.
And he says, "Look, B, I got a bunch of money from Lord Grail."
Really? And why did he give you so much money? Did you do something good?
Well, maybe not good, but I was out last night, and I thought I heard a noise, and so I was going around, and I thought I saw some, I don't know, some spooky stuff was going on outside, and I wanted to get a look at what was happening, and I looked, and I climbed up the Townmaster's Hill, and I saw this guy running away. He was wearing size 10 boots.
Oh.
He doesn't say that, but he says he was dressed like in a, I don't know, he looked like an adventurer or something. But I just saw him running away from the scene of the crime, and I took note of it, like a good Celeripin, like a good Samaritan.
Yes, dear.
Samaritan.
Yeah.
I just know those
wow,
things.
you got a monkey? When did you get a monkey, B? He goes,
I am no monkey. Now wait a second.
We're trying to find the bow too.
Oh.
Now wait a second. They gave you the beads, and they didn't give us the beads? We found out the same information, and we did it the hard way.
Oh, yeah? You're looking for the bow too? Well, you might want to talk to these guys. And he points to 3 individuals behind him, all of whom have bows on their back.
Oh, I bet they know a thing or two about bows.
Yeah, they came for the competition, and they're the only ones they're some of the only ones who stuck around.
Ah,
And
so they believe that the bow will come back. That's good. All right. Well, how about you introduce us, Tosh, if that is your name?
one of the people is just kind of grinning, like smiling through all of this, amused, and says, he reaches his hand out. He's probably about 16 or so human. And he reaches a like a fingerless gloved hand out and says, "Pleased to meet you. I'm Harlow." And what he says is true. I came to compete in the competition. This here's Magpie and Luther also came. We're thinking about looking around as well. See, give the adventuring life a try, maybe.
Magpie and Luther. Magpies are known for stealing things, you know that? And Luther is a kind of a villainous name too.
No, let's be friendly. We seem
Luther-
like upstanding people.
Luther looks back at you like with this like glassy dead-eyed look with the big scar that's going across his eye, and he looks to you too and then he gives this like little grunt of like and then he smiles really big and broad, and he's missing more teeth than Tasha's, and he says, "I get that a lot." Luther
I like
is
Luther.
older. Oh, Luther is like 30 or so. I mean, you wouldn't guess. Neither of you two would guess. B might guess that maybe he's like 30 or so, and looks to be probably one of the older people who showed up for as a contestant, because a lot of like youth were very much like, I'm gonna go become famous and win this archery tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they say, yeah, we were thinking about heading out over there, seeing if we could pick up any tracks or something.
Well, that's just what we were doing. Perhaps we could all work together. I mean, power in numbers, after all. What is it, Gim?
Well, look, you see, Sharon and I, we're a partnership here, and we cut Nana B here on a deal, and tell you what, we'll let you in to our little a group here. You can help us out, and we'll give you the same deal that Nana B has.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we'll give you the same percentage. It'll be equal between all you. It'll be great.
But then that would go past 100%.
Oh, no, we'll take it out of our cut. You see, don't worry.
Roll a guile check? I don't even know. I don't charm. Roll something.
I'm a merchant. Can I roll a merchant check?
You can roll a diminished merchant check.
Oh, but I'm a gremlin. Come on, they can't.
I feel like that would have them trust you less.
Yeah,
What do you mean they'll trust me less?
you're like the least trustworthy creature.
Okay, a diminished merchant check. I'd rather roll a diminished merchant check than just a straight up one.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. All right, here we go. Damn! The
Oh,
dice are not with me today. I got a 4, but that's a fail. 4 and a 1.
We're good. I think, yeah, Magpie here says, speaks up Harlow. He says, Magpie here is like a really good tracker. So, I'm thinking we might be able to figure out exactly where they went. You just
Good luck
watch.
to you.
This time tomorrow, we're gonna have that bow back. And then Tosh is gonna owe us a bunch of drinks.
Oh, there's a bet, huh?
Yeah. I bet him if they could find the bow by tomorrow morning, then I'd buy him a bunch of drinks. Because I've got a lot of money now.
Oh
Okay.
dear, we're gonna spend it all in one place.
Well, interesting. All right, and what if we find the bow by tomorrow? Hmm.
Then you can buy him the drinks.
No, wait.
Sounds good.
No, wait. Sean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I make the deals.
Perhaps we should take our focus off of betting and just continue with what we were doing.
Now let's see. What would the monetary value of all these drinks be?
Too much. Far too much.
For a gremlin? I don't know. Probably not that much.
All right.
Probably doesn't drink much at all.
We'll circle back to this. But could we we'll just take the money, right? It'd be great. We can buy rocks with it.
I'm starting to get a little confused as to what deal is happening, what money is being.
I have no idea either.
I feel like this is Gim's sales strategy. He just talks nonsense until people think they made a deal. He confuses people into thinking that they made a deal. I don't even know if he knows what the deal he's making is.
Good, so we've agreed. We'll be going now.
Good luck.
You as well.
Uh,
Well,
All right, well, we're right back where we started.
Yes, the only information we ascertained from that was that the person who left the mansion last evening was dressed like an adventurer.
Well, there can't be that many around here, can there? Oh,
Not too hard to play dress up.
but they were riding a big bird. Let's see.
Actually,
Well, someone's got to have seen someone ride into town on a big bird.
Real quick. You have a map. There we go.
oh.
Okay. So, the tracks, did they continue in the direction they were going? That we saw?
Oh, like back
Probably.
into the forest?
Yeah. And that was to the northwest, right?
Yes. They continued into the trees, I will say. You weren't really able to track them once they got into the trees.
Okay.
Maybe a tracker or something would be helpful.
Yeah. Just what I'm thinking, possibly instead. I pulled up like the whole area map. To the northwest is where Ravenhill is. Do we know about Ravenhill?
You know that Lord Grail that is Lord Grail's home. It is the seat of this, I guess would it be like a province? It is the seat of power of Lord Grail's domain. It's like the largest city in this area. And in this immediate area. and it's more militarized than most. It is built on some Endu ruins and is the nearest. Well, I don't know. How much would you know? You probably would. Give me a roll.
Okay.
Give me a lore check.
3.
You know it's not big on it's not a major trade place. I mean, I guess it's fairly trade worthy because it's a larger city, but you know that all you know is that it was built on some Endu ruins. You'd probably know it's got the nearest anti-dragon cage, which is an old defunct fortification built during the war between the dragons and giants. But it is more like defensible.
More defensible, less merchant, but sounds like a good place for adventurers to go.
Likely.
And
Interesting.
do I know how far it is? Like, how long would it take us to get there?
Ravenhill is a good now I had mentioned before that the maps needed to be updated location wise.
Mhm.
That one has
Okay.
not been updated. It's further. You're actually Millshrine is one of the furthest towns under Grail's control from it. I actually feel like it should be. Let's see, where is that? Let me look at the area map that you have. Oh yeah, that's unfortunately pretty inaccurate at this point. It should be much more. Millshrine would be a lot further south than it is in this map. As I realized that it's supposed to be close to the main road.
Okay.
Now I'll be real with you. I realized that with the drawing, with the placements that I had, there was too much encouragement to leave Millshrine, and I wanted to try and keep things a little more, have a reason to stay around. And not to trick you into thinking, oh yeah, we should probably go to Ravenhill because maybe they went there. You should be more rural than this.
Got it.
Ruin's Wake should also be closer to you. Importantly.
Okay.
That's where I really need to figure out some stuff with honestly, as far as spatial stuff goes, for a more realistic look, you should probably just mentally take Ravenhill and throw it up like northwest of the Lake of Ruin. That's probably a more accurate location for it, as I try to figure out the exact spacing.
Okay. So there's nothing like immediately close to us in that northwest direction.
No.
So they might be camping out there.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see.
Also, again, all you really saw was the tracks going into the woods. And the woods do wrap around the whole town.
That's
true.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not necessarily that they go continuous straight in the direction. They could turn. But I wonder if they entered in town with their mount at all. Maybe that'd be too obvious.
Well, it's been a good bit, and this might be a good time to do a intermission.
Okay.
Great idea.
And you can think on that a little bit more. Yeah, that's when I didn't quite have time to get the area map revamped. I tried to distract you from that by putting the Mill Shrine map right in front of you. But I will say, before we go to intermission, I will leave you with what other reason might they have for going into the forest other than that's a straight line direction to where they'd be going?
Yeah, we should probably just go in there.
But I'm gonna call for a little, 10-minute break? Back. And we should be back and live. Yay!
There it is.
I also really like having this interface to look at. I don't know if you guys are full screening it or not, but I just like being able to see everyone on one.
Oh yeah, I'm full screening it.
It's a lot nicer than what I was doing before. I wanted to have something like this. It just like with the splash screen and all that. But yeah, the desk cam helps a lot because I can show you in real time what I'm trying to talk about. It's almost like it's a little bit closer. This is like one step closer to actually being in the same room together. There is a board, there is a table, and we can actively see each other all at once.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Who knows what next season will look like? I feel like each season has looked drastically better than the previous, and this one is looking pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a learning process. So we keep doing it. Keep getting better. All right.
Where did we just leave off? I don't remember like literally the location you were at.
A Hunter's Guild.
Yeah,
we really haven't left there yet.
Okay,
maybe
so
outside of it, but yeah.
I realized I should probably give you guys just a little more information. I was afraid of derailing things by mentioning the name, but the Hunters Guild is also the local hub for Wild Yonder, the adventuring guild. And so this building should give you a better description of the interior. So you open up into, or like you walk into this hall, and it's a large open space that's longer than it is wide. There are a bunch of hunting trophies, like, all around the walls, of course. And some of them are animals, some of them are, like, creature parts, like, you know, monster parts. And some of them are, like, actual, you know, things like the bow would be something. In fact, I'm just now realizing the Hunters Guild itself likely has a contestant in the contest, so that they can keep that bow as like a showpiece. But looking on your left, oh yeah, I can draw. Let's try that. I will try to develop the skill of drawing while describing. Yeah, this definitely doesn't erase the easiest because it's not intended. I do actually have a proper black board that I am having shipped here that should be here for next week, but this isn't coming off super easily because it's actually, this is just magnet. But I could try the other side, but I think that's harder to see. So So as you enter this building, you've got, it's longer than it is wide. And there's some like rooms off to the side and stuff, and I feel like it probably kind of tees open like this as well. And you've got the main entrance is like here. I guess I'll draw like a wall. And then got your bar. And you've also got like some stairs leading up because it's also got a yeah, I definitely describe things worse when I'm drawing. Let me just quickly make like a little, this is pretty,
You can sketch then talk.
yeah, pretty rudimentary right here, but close enough to what I'm picturing. So I just wrote vertically. I don't think I did a half bad job for writing vertically bottom to up.
I can read it.
But
Yeah.
So as you enter the room, it is this large, high ceilinged, like 2-story building where with a vaulted ceiling. You have the second floor has like a wraparound balcony that looks down, and it leads toward the back. And there's also there's a bar on the left that's serving food and drink, and then there's a bunch of tables like everywhere else, with a central staircase that leads up. And then there's also another door toward the back on the right with like the serving area that is, it has a sign on top, or like it has a sign above the door that is a compass rose. And that is, many of you would recognize it as the symbol for Wild Yonder, which is a major adventuring guild, which shares a home with this lodge. So, that's also a place where people would post a lot of jobs and things like that. So this is where you would pretty much come in this town to find adventurers hanging out. Either adventurers, hunters, generally people who like going out into the world and doing stuff and are not as like content just like chilling out in one small town.
Sounds
They
like a
like
good
to
place
do
to be.
deeds.
Not always good deeds, though.
I did not say good deeds for a reason. They just like being able to tell stories. This is also the place to come to find stories. So there is also an inn that you all know of at this point. You, as merchants, one of the first things you see when you enter the town, you live here, there is another inn in town, in the town square, called the Humble Swallow. And that is more of the town's tavern. That's where people go after work to just like hang out and play cards or just like talk, or general public gathering place. This is the place for the rowdy bunch.
All right. Well, if you want to find an adventurer, you have to talk to other adventurers.
You have to taste the adventurers.
We have to. Well,
No,
wait
yeah.
a second.
No, yeah, but no.
You have to smell like adventurers.
Lick their boots. See if the mud matches.
Yep.
All right. Well.
You're a real bootlicker, Gim.
This is taking a left turn.
I didn't know you knew your directions.
Oh,
Which way? All right, let's. There's the compass rose right in front of me. I just have to. It's one of those. Which one is it? How about we ask if there was an adventure that came through who rode on a bird. That has to be rare. Achoo! I think Gim is allergic to something in
Goodness.
this hunting's guild. All these trophies have real hair on them, don't they?
Goodness, and Nana B pulls out a hanky from her bag and gives it to Gim.
Oh, thank you. He blows a big one in there and he hands it back to you, soaking wet. Oh,
Wow, that's
okay.
impressive, considering it's basically a blanket for you.
Oh dear. I might have to get a real tissue.
Where were we asking?
We're going towards Wild Yonder, I say.
Yeah.
And we ask around the guild
Mhm.
about an adventurer who has ridden in on a bird.
All right, this is the perfect time to just make a quick group inquire check.
Okay.
Oh great, none of us are probably good at that. Or maybe one of us is?
He is leading.
I got some charm.
That's not inquire.
No.
All right,
I
well
don't think it
let's have I know you were ready to roll, but I vote for our luckiest member.
That's fine.
Isharn,
Oh.
please.
I don't know. This game, I've been rolling a lot of ones and twos.
Better than me.
I feel like B could activate your background for this.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should activate my background.
Ooh, a background trait.
So you're the only one who seems like they might actually have a skill in this.
Ooh, got a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
That's two perfect
Forget
hits.
what I said.
You you ask around, and this is still it's still pretty bustling here. A lot of the merchants kind of just got out of there because they have other places to sell and they don't want to be on the road at night. But a lot of the adventurers, a lot of the people who were coming to visit are still here. And you don't hear, like, you ask around pretty thoroughly, and there seems to be a general consensus that nobody came to town on any avian mounts that they knew of. Which might be a little surprising. They're not super common in this area, but it is the kind of mount that, like, an archer might have. And there are a lot of archers that showed up.
Well, no leads on our bird friend.
Maybe we're squawking up the wrong tree.
Ah, that's a good one.
Might actually be
Well,
somewhat common for guards to have them too. Because another thing about them is that they can be trained for combat. They can train to fight. Because they got those big raptor claws.
Yeah.
They're a little more useful in a fight than a horse's.
They
Well.
just step on things. Then again, horses can also step on things.
But I
guard.
guess also one of these wouldn't really support someone that's like fully clad in armor. They're much more for like the lightweight people. Like I said, archers would be pretty common,
Yeah.
especially because then if someone gets in melee range of the archer, they've got big hooky claws to fight with.
So what you're saying is that it was Gondak. No. No, he wouldn't take his own bow. That doesn't make sense. Let's see. Well, we could try to follow the tracks into the woods.
Perhaps we should.
All right, tell you what. We're gonna find some unsuspecting hunter in here. We'll toss him a gold. we'll see if he'll go along. We won't tell him what we're looking for, only that we're looking for an escaped bird. Yes, we're looking for the bird, and he'll just hunt down the bird for us. And he will not be cut into the deal of us finding the bow.
But he
Why
might have
not?
questions. Like what
Whoa.
kind of bird?
Well, we'll show him the tracks, and we'll go from there.
I think we should just be upfront with them.
Oh, well, we'll see, but oh, perfect. We'll just extend the same deal we gave to B. Right.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if there's a little bell to ring or something, but Gim might like hop up onto the bar to go in and say, "We're looking for someone who knows how to track down birds."
Right behind you,
Oh, hi.
somehow, even though you're like 12 inches tall, this magpie rises up behind you from off of the bottom of the screen. He just shows up. He's like, "Did I hear you need a tracker?"
Oh, you again. I thought you guys were gonna do things on your own. All right. Well,
Well, we
tell
can
you
get
what.
started together.
Tell you
Sounds-
what, we're looking. Oh yeah, sorry. Go
How about
ahead.
you tell me what you know, and I'll see what I can do about tracking. Fair trade.
Ooh.
I like that idea. Let's work together
Well,
for now.
Together, apart, he says as he sticks his hands out.
you got a rock on you?
What? He just looks
Them
very confused.
Gim squints his eyes. He says, "You got a rock on you?"
He pulls out he reaches into his quiver and pulls out an arrow and says, "I've got an arrowhead."
Gimme?
He looks around, but nobody's really there to like. He looks at the nearest patron who's like just drinking his booze, and he just shrugs and.
Yeah, don't look at me.
He hands you the arrow, which is like a
Gim,
large spear for you.
Gim takes a close look at the arrowhead. Ah. This'll do, together apart, huh?
He puts his hand out, and he gets a little. He offers his hand to shake your hand, then he gets a little confused when he realizes your hand is like the size of his fingertip, and he's just like,
It's this.
yeah, he's one finger.
Well,
All
together
right.
but apart. It's a great way to work together, but apart.
All right. This way. Wow, look at this Rakasharn. It's even attached to a stick. We should make these.
I'm working on it. Once I get a little better working with wood, I'll be able to combine the two.
So
Now, is this a metal tip or is this an actual rock tip?
It's a stone tip.
Oh, it's a stone tip. Oh, beautiful. It's a piece of chert. Lovely.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this magpie guy is a little more of a outdoors survivalist type archer.
Yeah, I like that. It's good. All right.
Yeah, he's definitely a hunter, more than an adventurer. But he, as you presumably explain what you know, he listens
Mhm.
thoughtfully, and I assume you're walking there as you explain it. Once you get to the tracks, he looks down at them. He takes his finger and he picks up some of the dirt and he puts it in his mouth.
Aha! See? I knew I was doing the right thing.
If only you knew what to look for.
But B, you get the sense he might be doing that just for show. And he looks around and he does like a little thing with his fingers where he like kind of makes a little measurement and he starts measuring things out. And
Oh, please, here, my tail.
he looks around, he looks at some like scratching on some of the nearby bark of the trees, and he looks toward the stable and then back, and then he says to you all, "Good. I was afraid this might have to do with the wood griffin that was reported in Hopper's Mill." Hopper's Mill?
Wood
What's it called?
Griffin.
Hopper's Rise. This does seem to be a typical avian strider mount, but there were two of them. Definitely two
Ooh.
of them.
Two of them.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Well, the position of the footprints, but also you can see here, as he points to some tracks that you may or may not be able to understand what he's pointing to. You can see that one of them kept trying to go for the horses, and someone was here to wrangle it back in. My guess is that this guy was working with a partner. One of them went inside to steal the bow, and the other kept their escape ready so that they could leave immediately.
Exactly as I thought.
Now, it looks to me, I can track these and get back to you later today or tomorrow. No real way of knowing where they went unless I follow the trail. But my guess is they wouldn't want to stay in the trees too long. These are creatures that are meant for speed in the open fields.
If you do that,
Ah.
should we go with you?
Oh, that should be fine. Unless you're worried about my safety, I guess. There are criminals on the loose, but I should be able to handle it. Besides, I feel like I might be a little more stealthy on my own, he says. He glances at Gim.
What? You wouldn't even know I was there. What are you talking about?
I want to say, as the GM, this is I'm not going to rush you with any of your time. I want to be able to take this very slowly if you want to, because we are going to be operating on a 3-day time limit, essentially, for this first part of the adventure. For chapter 1, essentially, you get 3 rests before you either succeed or fail at this. If you fail, it'll still, it will proceed. You can still do other stuff, but basically, if you get the reward or not.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of hours in the day, and this is not a huge town, but I will say travel, especially, will take more time. But we can do as much as you want. So, he we started pretty early in the morning. Early-ish in the morning. I'll say like 10 a.m. And a lot has
Yeah.
happened, but you've probably still got maybe half the day left if we're being realistic. Also, we can say that like while B was, you could have been eating while B was gathering information. You did, by the way, hear about this wood griffin when you were exploring. You actually heard about a few things happening because that's the nature of the Hunters Guild.
Huh.
You heard that there was talk of a beast in the at Hopper's Rise, another small town south of here, and you also heard of where's the here we go. You heard of you definitely would have heard of the wood griffin, and I think you also might have heard that something weird was happening up at the near the Lake of Ruin. That something about like a stone curse or something.
Stone? Stone curse.
Indeed.
Okay, that's definitely would have perked Gim's ears. Very much. Stone curse. Must go to Lake of Ruin.
But,
However, we have a time limit. This is very difficult. Okay.
yeah, so
Here's something to talk
Magpie-
about.
Magpie
Yeah.
offers like I think it's reasonable that he could return at the end of the day and have a good idea of where they went.
All right. Okay.
So
Yeah,
before need for a rest.
we can do that.
I think we can manage that.
Magpie, that sounds great. Get back to us by the end of the day. We'll go question more people around town. I have a feeling, why would someone steal the bow? It's not like they could necessarily sell it, and there was already a offer of a lot of gold, a lot of beads. Be rolling in beads. Oh my goodness, if we could have found it in the first hour, that would have been amazing. But look, they didn't do it, so they need the bow. Ah, maybe they need the bow. Maybe they need it because it is a superior weapon to what they could have otherwise had obtained, and they feel like they need it to hunt something. Different creatures in the area. This quote unquote wood griffin doesn't sound nearly as good as a stone griffin. A stone griffin would be amazing. But
Those
think
are
a
all
wood
might
griffin, I
certainly-
mean, all right.
All certainly good observations, Gim.
Yeah, if there's some kind of creatures. Huh? What?
Hold on. Gim, is it? Says Magpie. Now,
That's
nothing
me.
against Gondak, and his bow is surely of excellent quality. But for 100 gold, you could get a much more adept weapon.
Yeah.
He was famous. Gondak was famous for refusing to use another weapon. He had some great sentimental attachment to that bow. Not sure why, but there's certainly better bows out there. And 100 gold's a lot of money. Out of character as a overall context for you guys again and the viewers. That's approximately like $10,000 or so, US dollars.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You could
Equivalent.
get a pretty good bow for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they took the bow. Maybe not. Okay, well, okay. If they could have got a better bow, then why would they have stolen the bow in the first place? Well, The whole point of the bow being here was
Quite
the
a symbol.
festival. Well, the symbol, yes, but the festival, the archery competition, right? No competition. Well, what does the
No.
competition bring? Right, they're trying to raise money.
No competition, no finances for the town, no finances for the town, no town.
Now wait a second. No finances for the town, but they have like 100 gold to return for the
future
thing. Why don't?
finances. Believe
Oh,
me,
yeah,
I know a
okay.
thing or two about long-term famine.
Oh well. Okay, so they're trying to get more people into the town, and then the person who stole the bow doesn't want people in the town. He wants Millshine to shrink. Now, who would benefit from such a thing? I feel like this is a line of questioning that may or may not help us. Well,
I don't know,
A
dude.
good question.
I'm gonna get tracking now if that's all good with you.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes,
yes.
we're just
Magpie,
discussing
go.
about
We don't.
the
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Oh, great.
Those are all good
right.
questions to ask. I don't think we have the answer now, but good to ask.
Well, that lady was a little suspicious too. With the guy with the purple hood and the lady. I mean, she's kind of intimidating.
Yes, I didn't get
The-
quite the
she-
best feeling about
Oh
her.
yeah, I know. I mean, Market Town is pretty good. I mean, we were gonna head over there, and then we heard about this festival. You all right? But yeah, Market Town has been doing really well these days, I hear.
It sounds like it.
And so
But
maybe
it
Market Town doesn't want competition.
But each
Hmm.
town does rely on each other.
Oh, that's true. And the lady, she helps a lot with this town. She's like interested in this place, right?
Yes,
She's concerned.
She's the one offering the 100 gold reward.
Hmm.
But
All right,
it
let's
could,
see.
of course, be a ruse. Some people will do what they can to hide their tracks with wealth and reward.
It's possible. Hmm.
Well, for now, I do think waiting on Magpie, dear, for the tracking is our next best. But unless there's anyone else you want to talk to,
Hmm. Perhaps we need. Well, we could go to the main tavern and see if there was any adventurers that happened to stay there instead of staying. You know, because someone who's about to commit like a theft, they're not going to stay with a bunch of other adventurers who are going to sniff them out. Oh, someone's acting shady. Perhaps they would just try to blend in.
go somewhere where they wouldn't attract too much attention.
Right, so they stay in the tavern in the center of town. Totally normal. They would look like anyone else. I mean, okay, maybe they'd look like an adventurer still, but who knows?
Well, while we wait for Magpie, I think we can go talk to the tavern keep, see if he or she has seen anything. So,
I mean, we could also ask.
Yeah.
We could also ask the town master again about what he thinks, like why someone would take Gondak's bow. Because clearly not for the reward. I mean, the bow's the bow's a bow. That it's got to be something, right?
yeah, see if there's any other information he has about its significance.
Well, we're closer to the manor than we are to the center of town. So let's just stop by there first.
Sure.
Stepping in going to the manor again and knocking on the front door. It's answered by Jericho. He greets you and ushers you inside, and you see Townmaster Avon and his wife just talking in the common room, trying to like puzzle it out, and um, another guard is there now as well, who you don't recognize, and oh no, my brain's starting to shut down. You were here to ask questions.
Yes.
To get a little more information on the bow.
Yes, they welcome
About
you.
why?
Um,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
hospitable. Thank you.
Did you have any more? Did you have any further leads?
Well, we are working with a tracker to investigate those footprints outside. We're waiting on him to get back to us by the end of the day. But we did want to ask a bit more about the bow and if there's anything more to it.
And also, we have come to the conclusion that the thief was not working alone. But we were wondering about why someone might want to steal the bow if it wasn't for the money, as it seems that the reward would have been far better than what the bow is worth.
I've been thinking about that as well. For one, there's no reason that they would feel safe coming forward. I know Lord Grail had given them some privacy to undo their crime, but they have no reason to trust that we wouldn't have them arrested. So they could be clever like that. But also, well, I've been thinking with the bandits around town. We've been having a lot of banditry on the road. Part of what's been contributing to our market failure. The caravans would keep them at bay. We had guard detail out, and the large numbers of merchants would make it riskier for them to attack. So what if they shifted their efforts elsewhere? What if the bandits simply wanted quick buck? Gondak's bow is famous. It is valuable and priceless because it's valuable for its uniqueness, its storied legacy. I'm sure they could make a good profit off of that at a black market or something. I'm wondering if it was no more than just bandits who took advantage of the opportunity.
They'd have to be very, very skilled bandits to have pulled off what they did. This doesn't seem like, run-of-the-mill trying to grab a quick buck bandit. These seem like someone who knows what they're doing.
More so, the mounts that they were using. That doesn't seem like the kind of mount just ordinary bandits would have.
True. Well, wait. They don't know.
Right.
They don't know what mounts they were using.
Oh.
Avian Striders.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Those are uncommon and difficult to raise.
You have experience with them?
Not just one, two of them.
Two. No, I've no experience with them. I've just heard how stubborn they can be. Bird brains and all that.
Tell me about it.
Hardly a horse. But they're also not native to this land. So, whoever it is could be from a different nation. They're expensive as well. I did look into getting some before. They're also dangerous. 2 horses. They're unlike most mounts, they are carnivorous, so they can be a lot more expensive to maintain,
My
Mhm.
goodness.
and they don't play too well with other livestock. But seems to be very deep in thought as his wife Kira speaks up and says, "I can't stop thinking about how they got in. You investigated it yourself.
Mhm.
Yes.
They must have had a key. But all 3 of our keys are accounted for."
Well,
Unless they were
Have they-
very good at lockpicking.
That, or have any of you misplaced your key for any amount of time in the more recent past?
Roll an inquire check.
oh,
1. In that case, well, now that you mention it, Kira continues. I did misplace my key a few days, about 3 days ago, but only for a brief moment. I did find it a few hours later in one of my gowns upstairs. I don't believe it ever left the house. I'd asked to use Jericho's key, but he said it was with Weston, which she looks over to the other guard that you don't recognize. Weston, you're not supposed to be in charge of the keys, generally. And Weston says, I've not had the keys. I was never given a key. Everyone knows Jericho's the only one trusted with the keys.
Hmm.
Where's Jericho's in the room, right? Jericho's here. Looking around, which one of you?
As all of you kind of have this same thought and are staring directly at Jericho, he has a little bit of a sweat breaking out as he says, "Okay, I misplaced my key. I suppose momentarily. I took Mary Ann to the farrier," he says. So you infer he's referring to a horse. I took Mary Ann to the farrier, and when I went back to pick her up later in the day, he handed me the key and said that he found it on the floor of his workstation. But I must have it must have fallen out of my coat or something. But the farrier's trustworthy, and he returned it to me immediately. He couldn't have used the key.
No, but he could have made a copy.
Mm-hmm. Can I see one of the keys for a little bit? I want to take it to Cairn. From the looks of it, he does all of the different smiths, including locksmith stuff, right?
Yes,
Well,
he
wait.
does.
I think it's simpler than that, though.
Possible. If anyone were to copy a key, they might have made a mold and taken that mold to him. So I was thinking we'd check, see if anyone came to him about 3 days ago and asked for a copy of that particular key.
Sure, but they could have also casted a key in the mold. Though I suppose they would need a furnace, but it could be done.
Or soap.
I know.
That would be a new use. Is that what it's used for? I was wondering.
Oh yes, it's quite easy to carve a key out of soap.
I feel like that's got to be just
Like an old
a
wives'
meme.
tale. Yeah.
Cause soap, I don't know. I just feel like it would jam up in the key. I don't know. It just doesn't. It seems fragile. Have to be some high quality
Yeah.
soap.
Maybe.
Pretty dense
uh,
soap.
Kira says, "Well, it's a good idea. Here, take my key." And she reaches into some kind of pocket in her blouse and removes a fancy golden key similar to what you had used before.
Wow, that's a real nobility. It even has pockets in her blouse.
Security.
I will return this shortly.
I'll see that he does.
Yes.
Me too.
We'll have a conversation about reporting incidents with Jericho.
Oh, Jericho.
Take your time.
All right. So,
So-
to the blacksmith.
Wow, your security protocols are not very good, are they?
I mean, it's not like it's protecting anything now, so I feel like it's okay to be a little more lax with the key.
I mean, it's the whole house, but all right.
It's true.
No wonder you guys got broken into.
Are you
Okay,
okay?
he's
Then you can
walking
bring
out the
Ken
door.
here. Are you
Well,
saying this stuff to them?
we're gonna go talk to the farrier and to Karen, and we're gonna figure this one out. Don't worry. Ta-ta!
I apologize for my friend. He doesn't have a filter.
Well, you go to Cairn. Tosh is back by that point and helping with the. They're actually having a little bit of a celebration. They see you all approach, and Karen says, "Ah, good to see you. B, I was hoping I might be able to commission a cake for."
Oh. For what occasion?
We wanted to celebrate the reward here. I know we haven't been doing too well overall, but we made quite a lot of sales with the recent merchants coming in. It wasn't a total loss, even with the festival being cancelled, and we figured we could probably afford a cake to celebrate all of the everything. Plus, we have such an excellent new hammer. Good to celebrate as well. What brings you back here?
We wanted to check. Has anyone commissioned a key be made within the past few days?
It's funny you should ask. Indeed, I did actually have a very rare case of a key.
Did
Very
it look like
fine
this?
key. Ah, that's the one.
Ooh, I see.
Oh,
Who commissioned
Sean, you're so
it?
smart.
You-
Checking notes. Oh, that would be Kevin.
Who?
Kevin, the farrier. I guess you don't have a horse, so you might not
Ah,
talk to him too much.
Aha!
I see.
What? Thank you very much, Karen.
Yes, he came to me and said that it was a key to a strong box that his wife had left behind.
Oh.
It was quite a challenge.
See.
I'm not much of a locksmith. It took me a better part of the day to have it commissioned, or to have it finished, but he was able to pay, so.
And you are certain this is the exact very key that he brought?
Let me have a look at it.
I'll hand it to him.
A craftsman knows, B.
I
Just
mean,
verify.
Just as you
it's
would
not
know.
every day that I get a key like this. I mean, I don't do keys very often at all. But usually they're just basic plain iron. I actually wasn't even able to make it out of what is this, gold? Made it out of iron, but
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, this key looks a little nicer than the one that he handed me. The one I had looked like it saw a little more use, but
Mm.
maybe it's been cleaned up. Who knows?
Mhm.
Well, there happens to be 3 copies of this key.
And we regret to
But-
inform you, but this key
Now
is
there's a
actually,
4th one.
it's actually to the townmaster's house.
You don't say.
No, we don't say, B. We don't say.
I just thought it only fair that you may have been duped and involved in a crime. Don't worry, I won't say anything, but just be aware. I don't want you to get in any trouble, Karen.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the heads up, but what would
Yes,
you
and
be
if,
doing
if
with
you need any...
the mayor's key?
Look, our people will be in touch with your people. If you need legal representation in the future, here's our card. And he slides another rock over to him.
It's
He like takes it, gives you a nod, and then tosses it in the growing pile of rocks you've given him for a couple days.
I really appreciate your assistance here, and I hope you enjoy the festival. Hopefully, we can still have it, and I hope you enjoy that cake.
Oh, yes, you just send me the information. Just leave it at my door, and I will get started right away.
Oh, and we'll talk about the price of the cake. You see,
No,
you see
don't
how,
wanna
how
give-
many
don't
tiers
step
are you
on my
going for?
Give
Oh,
me-
okay,
give
all
me
right.
here, don't
That's not
step on my
yours.
turf.
We'll go speak to the farrier.
Kevin?
Actually, let's speak to the townmaster just first to confirm with them, just in case. Because if we go to them right away, they might think we're onto them, which we are.
But how would they? What if the farrier isn't even ferrying? I mean, if he's not there, he might have just skipped town.
Second thing, maybe we can go talk with them with someone else, someone who might have a horse, who would actually have business with him.
We can borrow a horse. You're right. We should borrow a horse.
Well, you know, the merchants that you're staying with, some of them were using the farrier services.
Okay.
You are the only merchants that showed up without a horse, actually.
Because I pulled the cart.
Yeah, we don't have to feed a shard. Gosh, a horse is so expensive.
All right, so what's the plan? You're going somewhere?
Well, first, let's return the key.
Yeah,
And-
probably a good idea.
let's tell them what we learned.
All right. You return the key to Kira. Jericho is actually, you don't return the key to Kira. She and Jericho are not there at the moment, but Avon accepts it and thanks you for the return.
Mhm.
Where'd they go?
Oh, they're just having a detailed conversation. See, Jericho is our only guard on staff, and he has been very trustworthy and very good in general. I think, and Keevan's also been very trustworthy. I'm starting to think maybe there's a little bit too much trust going around, though. We might need to start being a little more scrupulous with people we deal with. Which
Ah, yes.
Sure.
may as well start with you three. I suppose we should probably file a proper request through Wild Yonder or something and have it handled by people who do this on the regular.
Mhm.
But,
I
Well,
am a
well.
member of Wild Yonder, if that does help.
oh, excellent.
I will show clearing. Usually more craftsmanship than this kind of thing. But if it does help, I am a member.
Well, as long as the price is right, then of course, we'll do anything.
Yes. Oh, and here. He reaches into a bag and pulls out a line of beads, of trade beads. And he says, Lord Greya left me with a supply of reward money for people, and I feel like you have done more than anyone else so far. You've more than earned the 5 gold reward. And he
Really?
hands you a line worth 5 gold.
Yes, amazing. Oh my goodness. Wow. I knew it was worth coming to this town. All right. I'll keep track of that. Don't worry. Oh my goodness.
I'm of course happy to keep working with you. I just think rather than opening the house, opening the door so frequently to effectively strangers, we should maybe do our correspondence through the guild.
Understandable. We will keep doing what we can to help make sure the festival happens.
And I'm glad you're taking your security more seriously.
Oh, I made a music note.
Nice.
Ta-da!
Ah.
But so I do want to point out that we are a little over time right now. Do we want to take this as a cutoff point, or did you want to continue a little more along whatever line of thought you were having?
Well, okay. Next stop is the farrier.
Or we could talk to the merchants about the farrier first,
Right.
because we're told
Okay,
most
we
of
can
the
remember
merchants
that.
talk with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go for it.
All right. So you head back to your caravan area. I'm gonna say the sun is starting to definitely go down at this point. Like it is sunset, and at the So when you return, you see almost everyone is cleared out. There are 3 merchants remaining. one of them is. I actually just realized I didn't actually come up with a name for that particular one. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna call it. I like the idea of. And you're gonna like this idea too, Sean. I'm gonna call it the Rock and Pop Shop.
Ah.
So there are two larger caravans, or larger, I guess, merchants there. You've got the Rock and Pop Shop, and another sign says the Tiergan Supply Co. And there's also a weird one, a purple like pop-up tent with it's a wooden, how do I describe this? Like almost like a carnival booth. Like it's a wooden pop-up structure with a bunch of like with purple fabric and a bunch of little like crystals and stuff, and a sign outside that says Ogid's Traveling Emporium. Artificer, enchanter, potion master, and seller of magical wares.
Ooh.
Mm.
I want to go in there. But I
There
also
is
want to
no
see the
inn.
rock and pop shop. Right. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. Okay, let's see. Magical wares, rocks. Magical wares, rock. I'm going for the rocks first.
But
Well, I'll deal with that during upkeep. We'll have a discussion about the wares to possibly buy from. We have all these
Yeah.
funds.
also the Rock and Pop Shop may or may not just get rolled into the Tiergan Supply Co. I might need to have a discussion about who might be
Okay.
in the Tiergan Supply Co.
Okay, fair.
Because what
Alright.
I had a caravan without a name, and then I had a name without people, so they should probably just be one.
Yes,
But
Time
maybe.
for them to merge.
I wonder if still have a document with some of the people who were in it. But that's from years ago.
you know what?
Oh my gosh, is that the same one that Ventorum's from?
hmm
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Actually, yeah, if I can just have a little bit of creative freedom with it, I'm just gonna say that
Yeah.
there is no Rock and Pop Shop. Doesn't exist. Or
Oh
maybe
no!
maybe it does and they left.
They left.
But the
Damn.
Tiergan Supply Co. and Ogid's Traveling Emporium has stuck around.
And ours is Gims and Asharn's farming supply.
I imagine your sign just has Gims and Isharn's. Gims is a much bigger word. And Isharn's is like added on, and then there's just a bunch of like
Tools of the trade.
things crossed out and added on.
Yeah,
Whatever you happen to be selling at the moment.
Different things. And we have another sign that just says real deep forged made tools or something.
So if you look at the
Given
map,
Asharn. Oh, sorry, quick thing. Given Asharn give me such Timon and Pumbaa vibes.
oh, I just saw we actually have a message. I don't know how long that's been.
Oh, oopsie.
Oh my goodness, really? Wow, hi people.
This game, this is actually the first run of the game that will, or the adventure that will be released with Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, that's what's going on here. This is our introduction adventure that will be like released free with the game, included with the game. So, and it starts off a little bit of a mystery. I don't actually have timestamps, so I don't know how long it's been on that, but hopefully not too terribly long.
It's all right. All right.
But anyway, where were we?
So we got the
August
Emporium,
potions.
Yes.
Turgan
So-
Supply, our shop.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say right here. Let me grab my handy dandy.
Nope.
Come on. What? Handy dandy. Nope. Oh.
Oh.
So
The
I
arrow.
imagine probably this whole thing is the Tiergan supply co.
Oh wow.
And then this is Oged's. And then this is probably you, if you even have a tent. Because that could easily be your crazy cart. I don't
Oh,
know if you
yeah,
can sell
totally.
straight out of the cart, or if you actually would have a little pop-up tent.
Why not?
But yeah, that's probably you guys right there, and Oged's right there.
Great.
Ooh, there goes the arrow.
All right. Well, I bet the Tiergan Supply they have lots of horses to pull all of those carts. I'm sure they'll let us borrow one.
Wait, you're gonna take one of the horses?
Are we not going to take one of the horses?
Oh,
Huh?
we were gonna just ask about the farrier.
Oh, right. Yeah, we can do that too.
I can't even tell if Sean's in character or if Jim just is Sean and he doesn't need Surely they don't need all their horses. What are you talking about? Wow.
Oh, stop. I'm crying.
Pulls out the
That's
saucy
great.
handkerchief.
Oh. All right. We gotta talk to some people about some horse feet.
Oh, I don't. I also imagine Oged doesn't have a horse. Oged is an interesting fellow. I think he probably has like a very large goat or something.
A ram.
A
Like
goat?
a huge ram.
Oh, that's awesome. I like this guy. He knows how to roll.
Yeah, he gives off side character energy.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to meet him and to browse his wares. We can do some trades, and also maybe I could learn from him some of the art of artificy. Hmm.
Maybe. But who are you talking to?
I guess we go to the first person we run into at the caravan.
First person you see at the caravan would be one of the guys that is just like, I guess, loading the carts, kind of putting things away. They're not leaving. So, well, I guess you'll find that out. You see a worker who is, you see a 20s or early 20s kind of human worker who is putting things, like taking down the display and everything and putting it into temporary storage.
Oh, okay.
They're closing now for the day, I guess. They're putting all their wares
Mhm.
inside.
Excuse me.
He turns, he sees you and says, "Oh, you're the Deep Forge that was selling out yesterday."
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Thank you.
We did pretty good. I'm down here. Yes.
Oh, you're the
I'm
last guy.
I'm not a mascot.
Oh, sorry.
You know, it's fine. It's fine. I won't take it personally. I won't take it personally.
It's alright. Yeah, mascots are very, very important.
I don't even know what a mascot is.
They are important, and you should be proud.
Okay, I'm important. Where were we?
Oh, yes. I had some questions. We were looking into possibly getting some horses. Have you had much talk with the farrier here? Gonna probably.
I did actually. While the rest were selling, I did end up going out and getting the horses. I took them over to the farrier yesterday. They're still there, so as you can. I'm sure they're at his stable right now. Well,
All right.
And he seemed like a trustworthy fellow, that farrier.
I mean, most farriers are, aren't they?
One would think. One would think.
You don't make a living, handling other people's animals without being a trustworthy fella.
That is very true. Did you
I know he had a
notice?
lot of business yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's probably a little bit stressed out right now.
Mm-hmm. Did he seem aggravated at all by this?
By the business?
Or just in general?
No, I don't think so. He seemed really happy that so many people were in. He really seemed to like the horses.
So you could say he was benefiting from the fact that there were so many people in town.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that really dampens our lead.
I'm sorry. What's happening right here?
No, this is none of your
No,
business, side character.
Don't mind the mascot.
Roll a charm. Roll a mitigation. Esharn, roll a charm mitigation. With a.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna nudge with my foot. Give to the side. Don't mind the mascot.
The nudge is
Yes.
actually a full kick and Gib goes flying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's next to you again, completely unharmed.
He doesn't know. We were just doing our research before we went into purchasing horses and stuff like that. I appreciate you talking to us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I only talked to him for a few moments, but seemed like one of the more enthusiastic farriers I've ever met.
Dear. By the way, how have you been doing today? I know a lot of people were leaving, but at the beginning, were you able to get some good business?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, Guthrie decided he's the leader of this particular, I don't know what the word is. What's like a subcategory of a caravan? 'Cause the caravan's the entire
Party?
This is
It's
still
a unit?
caravan. It's like a smaller one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guthrie decided that we're gonna stick it out for the next few days since we saw everyone rolling out so quick. I mean, hey, no more competition really. You guys, as far as I know, you sold out everything, so we don't have to worry about that, thank goodness. And then
Sharon, we need to make more stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the same target audience as us, so I think we're gonna do pretty good the next few days. And hey, if someone finds that bow, we might really make some money.
Well, here's our card. In case the supply company would like to get any of our wares for the future, you could sell real deep forged made tools all over the place. We could supply you with some very high quality items. Isn't that right, Asharn?
I do enjoy crafting high quality items.
Oh yeah, that's a great
So-
idea. I'll add it to the rest.
Yeah.
And he throws it into the growing pile of rocks that Gil has given him.
I'm sure it's not the first time.
Yeah. It's probably larger because
Yeah.
that camera just designated a place. So everyone who gave a rock to has just tossed it there.
You see them they have a display out where they're selling pet rocks where they just painted on some eyeballs onto his.
Oh my gosh, can I get one of those?
Just don't
Yeah,
even
they're
recognize it.
only 1 silver.
What, 1 silver?
That's actually pretty expensive.
Yeah, like, I was gonna throw you some copper.
They're high quality rocks.
I mean,
Deep forest.
I know. I
probably.
mean,
No, yeah, he'll sell it to you for like a couple beads, a small amount. We don't really use denominate. Yeah, copper. I guess we do technically say copper. We just don't.
yeah,
we
well,
just don't-
the nondescript amount.
Yeah, sure.
I will add this one to my collection. Now I have more than one.
And when you look down at it, you're amazed because it has like a picture of you and Isharn on it.
What? Oh my gosh, it's like it was meant to be. All right. Well, I say we go to this farrier.
Okay.
Seems to be a trustworthy guy by all accounts, and they still have their horses there, so he must still be in town.
Mhm.
Stands to reason.
All right. Well, let's go before the end of the day.
So sun's like down basically. You come to the farrier and you hear him working. He's likely trying to he's working late to try and get as much done as he can before morning, basically, before whatever merchants decided to leave or whatever people decided to leave in the morning actually leave.
Sharn, he might need new hammers.
Perhaps. Maybe we should go to the merchants and get some more materials. Then we can smith some stuff.
That would be great. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that later. We'll do it
Mhm.
during the designated time.
Yes.
But now,
Well, you approach a man who is spry for his age. I'll say that. Honestly, all three of you would be terrible at estimating ages. But for your imagination's sake, imagine he's like probably like early 40s, and he seems like a pretty energetic early 40 guy. He's got like a little bit of scruff on his face, so he clearly like shaves, but he also looks like he hasn't shaved in a few days. And he looks like he's definitely burning the midnight oil a bit as he is currently like clipping a horse's hoof. He
Hello
doesn't even
there.
notice you when you show up until you talk. Oh. Hey guys, sorry, I don't think I can take any more orders until I get these taken care of. If you're still in town tomorrow, we can see what I can do, but
Oh, don't worry. We haven't come for that reason.
oh, what can I do for you then? And he stands up and he like gently pats the horse as like a take 5 kind of thing. I'll be right back with you, he says to it, and then he turns to you. You've got my attention. What's up?
So we heard recently you had a key commissioned by Karen.
Roll inquire.
5.
All right. Take. Yeah. Holy crap. Take
Ooh.
5 mental, not mental,
Social.
social. That's because I used the wrong dice. I used blue dice.
Ugh.
Yeah, take 5 social.
Sure. I will
Wow.
for this.
As he when you say that, he goes like pale, and he says, "How did you know that? Who?" He's at a little bit of a loss for words. He drains of color and says, "How did you know that?"
Now, Kevin, right?
Yes.
Now, dear, you're not in any trouble. We just need to talk. We just want to find out what's going on.
Okay. So, yeah, I had a key made. I lost the key, or I wanted to make a backup for my wife's strongbox.
Your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember. You remember. You remember Kara, right?
Kevin. Let's cut the crap.
Gib, let's
No,
be a little
Sharon,
civil right now.
I got it covered.
Oh no.
Kevin. Look, you're busy. You're a busy guy. I see you from one merchant to another. Like, look, I get it. You were trying to maybe find a way to make a quick buck. You got a key made, and let me guess, you didn't keep it. It's not yours, right? Someone made you get that key for them. We just want to know who.
Roll inquire with advantage.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's good, because otherwise I would not be rolling well. And let's see, do I have anything that necessarily about me that... Okay, yes, no, okay. Here we
You could
go.
invoke this.
I
You
wrote...
could activate the situation that is giving you advantage.
Oh, I could activate that too.
Yeah,
I would definitely activate that.
go for it.
Activate the situation, the little bad cop, good cop kind of situation. Roll a little extra here.
But you're both. You're both good and bad cop.
Yeah, we're both. Oh well, that didn't help me. That didn't help me at all. But I got a 5. I got 1 5. I wanted a little better, but I just got 1 5.
Okay, take. I'm just gonna turn the camera on for that one.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You
I'm good. I'm very good.
Mm.
So he says, "Yeah, there. Someone came and I gave someone the key. Where's this coming from?"
The
Look.
key wasn't.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, we're both going to say the same thing as Sean. We might as well try to say it at the exact same time.
The
The
key
key
wasn't
was
for the
for
lockbox.
yes, that.
It was to the townmaster's house.
He puts down his tools and he sits back down on his stool and says, "All right, I can see you guys know what happened. Yeah. Some guy approached me and needed me to get a key made for him.
Did he tell you anything else?
Can you tell us what he looked like?
Yeah. He had size 10 boots. No.
Just as we thought. This is the guy, Ishar, and we knew it.
He was dressed in like adventuring gear, really. Like he had leather jerkin on and some riding pants, riding boots. He had a riding hood. He clearly did riding.
Discernible facial features.
Or was it anyone that you recognized from the town?
No, I don't know him. He's definitely not a member. I couldn't really say exactly what he looked like. I think he very intentionally came at night, where there wasn't a lot of lighting.
Gim writes down on a rock, cloaked in shadow. Yes.
I'm sure
Have you
very
seen
loud.
Have you seen him again since?
No, actually. Well, I saw him. He told me to drop the key off in a little out back, behind the stables. I put it under a rock. And
It's a good place for it.
I saw him approach, he says, as he makes a face as he tries to ignore Gim. Yeah, I put it out under there, and I saw him come in and get it, and he left, and job's done, you know?
And what do you get in return?
Roll one more inquiry.
Yeah, I'm feeling feisty. I can go for it.
Actually, you don't need to roll another inquire check. I don't know why I have this thing about rule of threes. This could be a 2-hit challenge.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
Yeah, he says, well, and you can see that he starts to get a little emotional. And he says, I think he was a bandit or something. The horses have been, with all the highway robberies against the merchants, they've been taking the horses. I don't know what's been happening to him, and he said if I could just get him a copy of that key, then the horses would come back.
For
And
the
it seemed
animals.
like he meant it. So.
Oh gosh, that seems very noble. He did it for the animals. For the animals, Ishar.
Kevin, thank you for being so honest with us, and know that we are not going to mention your name. This will stay between us.
Didn't we already tell the town master about him, though?
Well,
I mean, we didn't explicitly, like,
Did we say his name?
we said the farrier, but we don't know if he actually did it yet. Now we know.
We will not
We
turn you in.
mhm.
We will
Look,
not. We will not. I can't think of words right now. Will not speak against you. We will vouch for you, as you clearly have the best of intentions.
and look, you're helping us. So if we find the guy and we find the bow, then no harm, no foul.
I don't even know who you guys are.
Ah, well, here's our card.
Mhm. Look, all you need to know. We want to help.
And
And
we
we
make the
know-
best hammers in town. You need a new hammer for shoeing your horses. You get one made by a Deep Forged. Come on. You'll be swimming in horse hoof. Sounds a little sticky.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know where to go from there.
Let's
Let's just move on.
We'll go. We'll go.
Thank you for your help, Kevin. If you ever need any help, we are around. If you can be of help to us too.
Yes, if you have more information, please come by our cart. And buy a hammer while you're at it.
All right, give me, dear. Let's leave him
All right.
alone.
And one more thing. Perhaps it would be good for you to talk to the town master about everything that happened. Hearing it from you probably be more reason. Will be more reasonable if he does.
Better to hear it from the horse's mouth. No pun intended.
Oh, and if he gives you 5 gold for the information, since we told you to go there, we can get a cut of 1 gold.
No,
Oh my
you don't have to listen to him. You don't have to listen to him.
What are you talking about, Ashan?
God.
He's just kind of staring blankly off into the distance.
Let's
like,
go.
With some.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Mhm. As we're going, like once we're out, I'll tell him he would probably need the money if he gets it. Besides, maybe you could use that to buy the hammer.
That's a great idea. Why, we can make a deal. We'll start to a slightly higher price just so that we make it back. It'll be perfect. Oh, and we can sell him the nails too. Why heck, have you ever thought about making horseshoes?
I'm not, but interesting. I need to study some horseshoes.
Look, Ashan, he just said they're going to be bringing more horses in town. This is our next big big
I wouldn't-
opportunity here.
Joy, crafting something new.
Cut to Isharn wearing horseshoes.
Tested them out myself.
Play ring toss on a Sharn.
That's great. Okay.
That seems like
Alright.
a good ending point for the day.
Yeah.
Yep, you have a very solid lead. You at least have figured out someone who was directly connected with the crime.
Yeah.
All right. So I imagine we might want to investigate the area. We know that it could most likely could be a bandit, though a bandit with a terror bird. It can flick some information around.
Mhm.
That's it.
But yeah, that's good stuff. It was fun.
Yay! Mystery!
Yay!
Mysteries are hard, but they're also rewarding when you feel like you're on the right trail.
Yay! Did I do good?
And is
Yay!
You did
It's
good.
my first
That was-
mystery, kind of.
Oh,
That was a really good first session.
now I can speak normal now. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just had
You
a
aren't
cold.
speaking normal?